join me yet. This isn't even my final form.
Oh my god.
No.
Hello,
Oh.
everybody, and welcome to session 25 of Papihos. Holy crap. This is already
Amazing.
This has already gone so wrong in so
So out of hand.
Look,
so many
wrong
ways.
and right is a subjective thing. In my opinion, everything's going swimmingly.
Okay. If you'd like to imagine that.
I don't imagine anything. I'm right, you're wrong. Love bed.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Papihos Session 25. My name is Jacob, and I'm the Dungeon Master. And today we are joined by wonderful people: Helminia playing Rem, James playing Zex, Suzanne playing April, Alpha playing Gilgamesh, and Jazz will be joining us. It will just take a little bit, playing Flora. You've completely just destroyed my train of thought. I was doing so well. I was prepared. Everything was lined up. Everything was perfect. Nothing was wrong. And just
no longer.
Everything's gone.
This is what I do best.
Everything's so wrong.
YouTube's not gonna have any fucking clue what's going on.
No. No, YouTube is gone. YouTube
done for.
Welcome to the sauce, boys. Welcome to the sauce.
Absolutely destroyed.
Degeneracy. All right.
All right.
In the sauce.
Well, I don't think we really have anything to say besides welcome to the stream, and I'll get straight into the recap. As soon as I get my mind back, because holy crap. I'll be okay.
Soiled it.
You have. That's okay. Everything's soiled once in a while. I've got...
Oh, I'm still alive. Oopsie.
Yeah,
Oopsie.
There we go. And let's begin with the recap then. Where we last left off, the party had decided to, one, scour the city for a teleportation circle, and two, once finding the teleportation circle and certain notes detailing dungeons, decided to explore the closest dungeon. The closest dungeon being named the Soul Dungeon. April deciding to stay at the camp with her sister. The rest of the group instead bring along Findhelm, the would-be assassin turned towards Gravedigger by Rem. The group set off towards the Soul Dungeon and made their way inside, fighting a troll in the upper parts and avoiding having Zex plummet into a pit beforehand. The group descended where they found a large chasm of darkness and a older magic teleportation circle that Zex could identify as such after the fact, but in the moment kind of eluded his knowledge. Zex unwittingly stepped through the circle before the rest of the group, and Gilgamesh plummeted into the chasm. The rest of the group, not knowing what would happen to Gilgamesh, decided to first go and find Zex. Rem, Flora, and a very scared and perturbed Findhelm. Upon entering the circle, Zex found a metal mage that greeted him and inquired very, very pleasantly about why he is here and asking him to leave. Zex successfully baffling them with his bullshit. The mage was friendly until he conversed with a globe on the table, which then immediately turned him hostile. Zex defending his life and barely surviving until the group made it into the teleportation circle. He was struck down by the mage, but was able to survive. After dismantling this metal mage, the rest of the group poured over the room and found several things. Among around 50 tomes, the teleportation circle would only go one way. Eventually trying out different things and Remask actually trying to dispel whatever magic was on the sphere, they found out that casting different schools of magic on it turned the teleportation circle to different locations in the dungeon, and possibly other things. The circle retrieving them, they found a very, very frightened and razzled Gilgamesh, appearing right before Zex himself jumped into the chasm. Gilgamesh not disclosing what he may have seen or heard, the party decided then and there to have Zex cast teleportation circle of his own and return to the Church of Bahamut somewhere in Formius. Returning now, tired, battered, bruised, and nearing the end of the day, they now see April as they are approaching the camp from the south. April, as you've spent the last day or two helping your sister May around the camp and helping the guard coming, you've actually learned a couple things, among which you've learned that the commander of the orc forces is a young half-orc named Driven, who had taken men and was actually volunteered to be the person in charge of the reinforcements. Upon this, Driven and Goran are now discussing new defensive features and are working on rebuilding the cannons. But as this, the guards have notified you that your party is coming in from the south, and you rush to meet them. And as you approach, you can see their forms, battered and bruised, coming through the snow, walking slowly up to you. And as all of you reconvene at the south side of Formios, what would you all like to do?
Go to bed.
How was the dungeon?
So
I
fun.
sent a metal man to meet his maker. It was unpleasant.
So fun.
Glad I didn't go then.
We're considering going back, but it's such an uncomfortable space. It's narrow in the beginning and then too wide towards the end. And it's a lot. There was this giant chasm of pitch black darkness that Gil fell down, and I don't know what happened down there, but I consider it wholly unpleasant.
I'd have to assume since he hasn't said anything yet.
How was your time around the camp?
Not so bad.
Alright. Me and Zex actually have to go find a weatherproof container really quickly.
Wait, we do?
Yeah, because I want to unload these books so we can put them in the cart, and then you can have your bag back to its capacity.
Ooh, I'm gonna unload extra stuff too.
Hey, you might as well while we're at the cart. And Finhelm's gonna do it with us.
Great.
Cool.
You have my Drake scales, right?
Yep, that's in my bag. We'll unload everything when we get there. let's go
Awesome.
see about a container for these books now.
All right, so where are you guys going?
We're gonna head to the captain.
Okay. As you guys you, Zex, and Findhelm, right? Gilgamesh, are you doing anything in particular?
What time of day is it?
It's closing in. You have a feeling people have probably just finished off their dinner and such. It's later in the day.
Gil is just gonna go sit in. Just go sit on his bed. Probably he's gonna sharpen his ask for
Sharpen his ass.
sharpen his ass.
All right. As Gil and Flora both break off to do their own things. April, what are you doing?
Well, maybe I'll just kind of help out around the camp, I guess.
All right.
Kind of like what I've been doing.
All right. So as Rem, Zex, and Findhelm make their way to the captain's tent, you can see the general sounds of construction are making themselves clear. You can look up to the wall and you can see Gigi, the goblin second in command, working diligently on the cannon. You can see slight arcane weaves moving between his hands and his tools as he is going about repairing the cannons in both a mechanical and arcane sense. And as the three of you meet up with, go towards and actually get to the captain's tent, you don't hear anything outside, but the revolving guard around the tent is still present. What are you guys doing?
I'm going to announce my approach and yell, it's Rem approaching.
You
I'm
can,
gonna knock on the door.
as you on the tent, you come in. As you push into the tent flap, you can see Goran sitting at his desk still, no armor on. He has his short sword propped up next to the desk. His long sword and bow are on his weapons rack. As you can see the elven form just kind of look at you. He's got bags under his eyes. He seems pretty tired. And what may I do for you?
We've gone to the soul dungeon. It's not fit for anyone else to go in there. Marked it off your map.
What did you find?
Something appeared to be a mage made of metal was inhabiting it, and it was working for something that we didn't see. It was incredibly hostile. The dungeon itself is also... The beginning part is fairly simple, but very trapped. And the second part, which I believe as far as we went there could be more, was incredibly disconcerting terrain. A thick, inky, magical blackness. And the only way to get to areas were like solitary, what I could assume were pillars that went just high enough to jump on. It's not suitable for anything.
This metallic creature, could you link it to the invading forces?
I believe the two of them are separate. They might have had contact, but I do not think they had anything inherently to do with it.
Very well. I appreciate the information.
We actually need something.
What can I help you with?
I need a large weatherproofed box that can lock, or something of the nature.
Sorry, anything that's weatherproof is a bit of a luxury up here.
A large box that I can weather in some capacity. I'm trying to keep books safe.
Huh.
We raided the thing's library, and we can't carry it all with us. So just a chest of sorts that will hold up in the cold. I think the book should be okay.
Well, we don't have much to spare, but there is, you can see him just kind of hesitate at the thought. There is Slange's chest. You're fully within your rights to take that. But I don't know if there's anything else we can afford.
All right. That's our report. I believe we're going to either check the next dungeon, which I believe would be the Devil's Paradise, or go back to the other one. Any movement while we were going?
We've seen scouts, general hobgoblin forces moving around in packs of half a dozen to maybe 24 at the largest, keeping their distance though. We haven't had to fire any shots, and they've been keeping their distance, so we've been using the time to recover.
Okay. I'm worried that something will happen while we're not here.
Well, it's something that will always be a possibility. But we're prepared for it as best we can.
Have you heard anything from the cities you sent notice to?
Well, the commander of the Gondolin forces informs me that this is what Gondolin can spare for the time being. However, still nothing from Foremount, nothing from Greywall.
Okay. That's all I have to report.
I
So we're
appreciate you
free
giving
to
me the
slange his
information.
chest?
Yes, I have a feeling none of the men want to have anything to do with it.
Anything else that happens, we'll keep you posted.
Thank you.
So we're gonna go get Slange's chest. Does he mean the one that he was in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Can we hose that down, maybe?
if you have something to hose it down
Unfortunately,
with.
we don't have. And
Oh, I know
Too
what
bad,
we could
too
do.
bad.
We could gather up some snow and melt it in a pot. That's what we're gonna do.
All right.
do I have anything?
So, you, Zex, and Finhelmrim go and retrieve the chest of Slange. It's a large, good-sized chest. Not large enough to fit 50 books in, of course, but
Not large enough?
not large enough.
Let's go see what else is in Slanger's quarters. Maybe we can find something else.
I've been in there. This is the biggest thing.
Well, we can take two.
There was only one.
There's only one. There's nothing else in there.
I
And-
guess you can go look,
in
but there was nothing
Slange's
else for
quarters-
storage.
Yeah, in Slange's quarters, you guys would remember, there's the desk, there's the cot, there was the trunk that you guys pulled out, and Zex is currently by, because you guys left it around the gravesite, and then there was the bag of lavender incense.
We'll put what we can in here, and then I guess you can keep the rest in your bag.
Yeah. I'm looking to see if I can do anything to clean this thing without having to
I
touch
don't
it.
have any magic queued up that can deal with water right now.
Neither do I.
So we're just gonna scrub it out with some snow.
Nasty.
It is very nasty, but you guys take some time, taking handfuls of snow and smearing it along, emptying it out. It takes several. It takes probably about half an hour to do because the smell of death is a hard smell to get away from, especially when it's been sitting inside of there for so long.
Doesn't bother me.
Taking handfuls of snow and pressing them up and using them as rags that eventually dispose of themselves and pouring it out onto the snow. You guys do, to the best of your ability, of course, clean out the chest.
Clean enough for us to put these books in here without an issue?
They'll probably still have... they'll be wet on the outside, and, you know, you've cleaned it the best you can.
Dry.
Yeah, you've cleaned it with the best you can with what you have, but at the very least, some of the covers might be sticky.
Let's
wait.
take this to the cart and handle it there.
Wait, I had a chest in my diplomat's pouch. Interesting.
Not big enough to do anything.
No.
Nah, definitely not big enough to do anything with.
We'll lay down some of our more busted up hides. I wonder if we could find someone to tan these for us.
Hold on, do I have...
Vinhelm is with us, right?
Mm-hmm. And
Let's,
basically, you guys just put the heavy wooden trunk onto the back of the carriage. Are you putting books in it? Or are you holding off on that?
I want to try to lay down some of these pelts, but they're dirty, aren't they?
Yeah. They've been... They're from skinned animals, but skinning an animal does not make the pelt clean.
No, it would have to be tanned, and
Yeah.
none of us know how to do that. It'll have to work for now. Let's lay these down, sticky side out, with the fur going inwards. It'll be mostly
Why
clean.
don't we put the fur going outwards?
When I say fur going inwards, I mean like the sticky side touches the walls. And then we lay the books on the fur.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Alright, so
How
you're
many
not
books
putting
will
them
fit
in the
this
chest, but... Oh, wait, you are putting them in the chest. You're putting
Yes.
We're
fur.
lining
We're
the chest.
lining the
Alright,
chest.
gotcha. So
I
you-
can use
You
some
line the
of
chest with pelts. And
How
then
many? All of
your...
them?
It would only take about 2.
I'll use 2 of the well-kept ones that I have.
Alright, good to know. And then stacking these things, if you prioritize putting the lighter tomes in, you could fit 30 of them. If you're prioritizing putting the heavier ones in, you're putting like 15 in there. And then you can...
Are there any titles?
as you're looking, these books, the titles of them, there are none.
Put the 30 in there for now.
Okay. So
'cause
the smaller books, the lighter tomes, as it were, are being put in there, and you're left with bulkier tomes. 5 of them still being small, and 15 being quite bulky for a book size.
Okay. Let's, I'm gonna give you back... I have your 10 pounds of, Drake scales, right?
Why don't we just put those in the cart with your stuff?
Yeah, we're gonna put that in here.
Yeah, do that. And then I also have 12 drake teeth, 2 sets of the talons, 2.5 bottles of the blood.
Put it all in here. Get it all in a nice little bundle.
Okay, doing that.
All right. So this is a massive unloading of you just kind of pulling stuff out of the bag.
I'm also going to put the other 2 well-kept hyena pelts that I have on me and the 1 regular hyena pelt that I had on me.
All right. So just unloading these things into the cart.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I assume you're keeping an inventory of this stuff, Helminia?
I don't have an inventory of your stuff, no, but I have
Should
an
I-
entire inventory of the cart, yes.
Does that include the stuff that I gave you?
No, I can put it down. I can get my whole cart inventory right now if I'm going to be the one that's responsible for that.
That would be awesome.
So tell me everything that you're putting in the cart right now.
Okay, 2 well-kept hyena pelts, 1 hyena pelt, 12 drake teeth, 2 sets of drake talons.
Lower,
Tell me when you're ready.
1 hyena pelt. After the 1 hyena pelt,
12 drake teeth,
Drake teeth. Okay.
2 sets of drake talons,
Great. Talons, okay.
and 2.5 bottles of draked blood.
Okay.
Do you have the scales put down that I gave you?
So 10 more pounds of scales?
Yes.
Okay.
That'll be it.
And the lined chest of 30 bucks. That still locks, yes?
It still has like a lock to it, but you don't have the key to lock it.
Could we
Speaking
lock
of
it with
which.
the thieves' tools?
I'll get back to you on that.
We buried Slange with the key. I'd rather not dig them back up. Can we assume that we took it off of him so I don't have to dig this man back up?
The thing is, if you had looked in Slage's body for the keys, it's not. Findhelm told you he locked it and then threw the key somewhere.
Yeah.
Like threw the key out into the town, and he doesn't remember where it is. It's been like over half a month.
Hmm.
I'm gonna find. All right. I'm gonna look up if I can lock this and decide what other people are doing really quickly.
It's generally a thing where it depends on the type of lock. This isn't anything. This isn't like a latch lock. This isn't something that you don't need the key to lock. Within locking, I'm gonna say no. Just because of the type of key.
I'm just gonna send you the page I have for future reference. But all right, we can't lock this for now.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll find the key tomorrow. Who knows? We just need to get them somewhere, and we have them somewhere. But okay.
Wait, hey Finn, what's that spell you use that you're going to use on the coin? That you put a dent in? in the city?
My name is not Finhelm, first and
No,
foremost.
you, Ram.
Locate object, and it is not queued up right now. I cannot do that right now.
No, Findhelm. Do you have locate object?
No.
Okay. Well,
We'll deal with it tomorrow.
yeah.
I'm gonna chill here for a bit, go over some things. Why don't you go meet up with the others?
Okay. Actually, I'm gonna go to bed.
All right.
Or not to bed, but I am gonna go over by the tent.
Okay. Currently, as you go by, Gilgamesh, Flora, April, they're in the tent. Just, I guess you guys, whether you want to be going and doing something or just settling down as it is pretty late, it is up to the three of you.
I think Flora's gonna go to sleep.
All right.
Gil will do the same.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna cast Tiny Hut.
All right.
But before I do that, real quick. Nah, I'm just gonna cast Tiny Hut. That's fine.
Okay.
Go to bed.
Cast Tiny Hut and go to bed. All right. Is there anything anyone else is doing before you all are in bed?
I am.
All right, Rem, what are you doing?
I'm having a conversation with Finhelm.
All right. And Zex leaves, and you turn to Findhelm.
It's time to decide where we go from here.
Oh, I don't really get a decision in that.
You do. You came with us for one dungeon, and I said that I wanted your assistance with helping us with the enemy, but there's no guarantee that we even run into them. So it becomes your choice now. You could continue with us until we finish the last of these dungeons, or you could be on your way now. I can't keep you prisoner forever. You and I both know this.
Oh. I don't know. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I'm not buried in the ground. Don't get me wrong. And I could leave. Gilgamesh, to be honest, still quite frankly, is very terrifying. I don't feel like I'd still be standing here if he had the final say. But I feel like I'm doing something good. But at the same time, I know I'm not exactly welcome. So if you think it's better for me to take my leave, by all means, I'll make myself scarce.
You're welcome to stay until we finish the dungeons. That I know at the very least. And then you're welcome to... I'll talk with the others, but I wouldn't mind you staying with us until we can get you a little bit closer to the coast. And if we gather you up enough funds... You said you were trying to leave the country?
Yeah.
I'm sure we could scrounge up enough money for you to make passage away from here. That wouldn't be hard.
Yeah, Usapate's looking real nice right now.
I'm not familiar with there.
Don't worry about it.
How much is your passage from here to there, you think?
Well, I would guess probably be around 30, 40 gold.
Easy peasy.
Then, well, I don't know if you remember, but I'm effectively broke as of this moment. So 30, 40 gold's not the easiest thing to come by from non-criminal means for me.
I could give you the money now, and you can make your choice whenever you like, or you could wait until you're done with us, and then you can make your decision then. How did you like dungeon diving?
That's the loudest dungeon dive I've ever been a part of, to be honest.
Not many of us, we can't do it quietly like you can.
Yeah.
So what's your conclusion for now?
I'll stick around. At the very least, until one of you tries to kill me again.
They shouldn't attempt to kill you unless you give them a reason.
I'm doing my best
I'm
to not.
choosing to have faith that you're not going to betray us.
There's nothing I can get out of it. I don't know. You've given me my dagger back, and it's really all I technically need, besides money for a fare. But getting to the coast might prove easier with more people.
Which coast do you need to make it to? Because we can't go to the one through the desert.
I was planning on trying to get out through Sabline.
Okay. We'll head back that way eventually, and you're welcome to remain with us until then. And if anyone else gives you shit, say you're just here to do work.
Well, if you guys go back to Greywall, I don't think I'll follow, but otherwise, I might stick around.
We'll be heading back that way eventually, and then you can hop off at any time you like. And I'll spot your fare just this one time.
Why are you doing this?
I don't know. I think I just know what it's like to grow up in a terrible environment where no one gives you the opportunity to grow. And I know sometimes it takes just the smallest of miracles to thrust your life in a different direction. I'm choosing to give you that miracle of a second chance. And if you don't squander it, I know you'll do great things.
Alright.
I'm not doing anything for you that I wouldn't do for anybody else. I'm giving you the one thing that you needed most. An opportunity to do things your way, and not with the face of another. That's all you really needed, isn't it?
We'll see.
I don't remember if you told me or not, but how did you become indebted to that creature in the first place?
I stole from it.
Why?
I needed the money. I didn't know what owned it. It was stupid. It was a long time ago, but it still happened.
As it stands, the creature's dead, and the only thing that you answer to is, in a strange and awful way, me. So, I hope I'm a lot more forgiving than that thing.
Well, we'll see how it turns out, but so far I'm inclined to say yes.
If you were sleeping in the camp for the night, you're gonna have to stay near me. I'm not gonna shackle you so you can at least sleep properly, but no one's gonna be comfortable unless you're within 5 feet of me at all times.
Oh, okay.
Let me know when you're ready for bed.
Well, everyone's a little bruised. We might as well turn in.
Alright. Sounds good to me.
And if they need me gone, I can be gone. Just make sure I know.
I'm giving you an option now. You don't have to be anything. It's what you want to be now.
Tell you the truth, I I don't know what I want to be.
I'll settle for anything that isn't bad. I prefer you didn't steal anymore, but
I'll keep that in mind.
I prefer you didn't get in trouble anymore. I'll phrase it like that.
Hmm.
Robbing dungeons is almost like stealing. You could find yourself a party in Usupe.
Maybe. Maybe. This, he just kind of, he's been leaning on the cart at this point. He pushes off, and you see him just stretch and crack his knuckles, and turns to you and gives a nod. And, I think we're ready to retire for the night.
Sounds good to me.
All right. And the rest of you that are still awake, besides Zex, can see the two returning. Is there anything else anyone wants to do before you guys bed down for the night?
Was anyone
Feels good,
injured in
ghosting.
the medical thing?
Hmm?
Was anyone injured in the medical tent when I passed by?
You glance in and you can see a couple people who are recovering from their wounds, but
Nothing dire.
generally they're fine. Alright, so if nothing else, you guys all go to bed. The day passes, and you all gain the benefits of a long rest. As far as you all know, the night is quiet and uneventful.
I was supposed to cast fucking Guardian of Faith before bed. Damn. The thing
Does
I
this
do
mean that I
every
get my
night
hit
before
points
bed?
back?
Yes, you get your hit points and your spell slots
Dope.
back. And with this, Zex, as you stir awake next morning, the biting cold of Formios you've begun to get used to, starting to envelop you as you basically you watch the dome, the 8 hours passing, opening up and dissolving. The rest of you stir awake in your cots. You guys stir awake and you can see the 5 of you in the tent and Zex, you waking up outside. The day is new and you are all refreshed. What would you like to make of the day? Does anyone have something to do in the morning?
Uh,
We gotta have a group meeting.
Group meeting?
Group meeting.
Our meeting sounds good.
Alright. Besides Zex, which is easy enough to pick up, you're all in the tent. As Zex is quickly called over, probably via the Hydra's Eye. The 5, now 6 of you with Zex joining, are all sitting in the tent now.
All right.
What's up?
Anybody have anything they want to say before I get some thoughts out in the open?
I think you should go ahead with your thoughts.
Okay. First things first. Phantom's going to be accompanying us for a while longer. At the very least for the next 2 dungeons, and at the longest, all the way near to Grey Wall, but not into Grey Wall itself. Are there any objections to that, and why?
no.
No.
Mm-mm.
I've given Finham the clearance to leave whenever he feels like it. So if he disappears, don't worry about it, because he can leave whenever he wants. We're not gonna keep him a prisoner forever, and this is just what it is.
Fine.
We have to decide what we want to do today. Do we want to go back to the Soul Dungeon, or do we want to move on to the next closest one, or the one where we think the enemy is? We're all in agreement where we think the enemy is, right?
Yes.
Sure.
So, what's everyone's thoughts?
Do we want to look at these books at all that we got back?
We can do that today instead of going out. Yeah.
We haven't heard anything from Greywall for a while, have we?
Not that I know about.
No.
Because we do have someone currently maybe revived that we might want to go check on. Eventually.
I still haven't switched up my spells for the day. We could check on them. Is that what we want to do? We want to relax today?
Well, we could start going towards the enemy, but as it stands, it's pretty up in the air.
I think today we could relax, take a downtime.
You guys look like you should use some downtime.
We can start poking over the books. I'm gonna try to get word to Greywall if I can, and see what's up.
Oh, and can I see your thieves' tools real quick? Are they broken at all?
We can take a peek at them. Sure.
And as you hand them over, there are bent and cracked implements from them being forced to a near breaking point and then retracted as they were not wanted to be broken. And yes, you could use the mending cantrip on them to fix them. It would take a couple minutes going over them, but you have the amount of time if you guys are going to do downtime.
I'll fix these today.
Today I'll go over the books and tend to the wounded.
I'm gonna help with those books as well after I finish with these tools. I would also, if anyone's not opposed to it, like to store a charge of teleportation circle in my ring, so we might be able to check out where a couple circles go.
I won't be going with you through those. You know how I feel about it. But if anyone else agrees to go with you, I'll do what I can to support you. But you'll be on your own once you go through.
All right.
Is anyone else willing to go through this random teleportation circle to God knows where?
No.
It's a little wild.
Do we have any clue where this would be going, or is it literally in the middle of nowhere where we have no idea?
We don't know if they're in the middle of nowhere. We just don't know. We know nothing.
You're close to nowhere to me. Said my piece. I'm not going through. Gil?
Yes.
You're going through?
No. Especially not with him.
You'll
Okay,
be on your own.
that's fine. Can't go today anyway.
Anybody else have anything they want to put on the table while we're all here? We've decided that we're going to stay here for the day. All right. Give me a moment.
So, what seems to have been decided on is mostly taking the day to try and go through the books. Nothing else I really heard come up. Is that correct?
Do we want to look for the key at all today?
We can try to do that.
As the day goes through, I want to keep a somewhat close eye on Findhelm.
Okay. Like following him around, shadowing him, or are you just keeping your eye on him whenever he's in eyesight?
Yeah, just like generally if I can get to a place where I can see what he's doing, like not necessarily following him, but just like seeing what he's doing and such.
Okay. So the rest of you, are you looking at the books first or anything else?
I'm fixing these thieves' tools first, and
Alright.
I'll give them back to Rem.
It takes about 2 to 3 minutes for you to go through, find the problems, and fix them, but easy enough to do.
Okay, done. Give them back to Rem.
All right. Anyone else?
I'm gonna send a word while everyone's here. It takes me a second to flip my spells around. It's like a weird moment of prayer. They've already seen me do it before.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to send word.
All right. How are you going to send
using
word?
The sending spell
All right. Who are
This
you
is going-
sending a message to?
to Jaylene.
All right.
It's 25 words.
25 words or less.
Made our way north, involved in Forminos conflict. What is the status of Jade? That's a lot of words. Everything is fine so far. It's 24 words.
Is that your spell?
Yep.
As you send this off, it takes a moment, and then you get a response. Jade is alive. She left to visit her sister, taking time off. I'm in charge of Fighters Guild. Stay safe. See you all soon.
I'm gonna relay this to Gilgamesh. Jade is alive. She left to go stay with her sister. Kylene's in charge of both guilds right now.
Jaylene.
How do you know this?
Magic. In an ironic and unironic way, I say magic. You
Gil's
never
gonna,
asked
like,
if I could do it.
He's gonna like stand up and start to slowly approach Rem. He's gonna just stand like right in front of him and just ask, "How did you do it?"
I'm gonna say it again. It was magic. It was a spell. It's just one I don't keep queued up because we have our Hydra eye. But that only goes to us. This is the true nature of what the rings do. The actual sending spell.
So you could send a message to anyone?
Anyone that I've met before. Why?
Rem, could you take a step outside with me real quick?
Sure.
Let's go outside.
Going outside.
All right. Two of you exit the tent into the colder, as you're no longer protected from the canvas of the tent, the cold air of the morning bites into you a little bit as you go outside.
I'm just gonna look Rem dead in the eyes, and just ask, I need you to do me a favor, Rem.
What kind of favor?
Do you have more of those sending spells you called it?
A few more, yes.
I need you to use one.
And who am I sending to?
O'Brien.
All right. What do you need me to say?
Three words. Where are you?
Are you sure that's all? I have a lot more space.
I don't need to know anything else at this point. I just need to know where he is.
All right. Give me a moment. I'm going to send the spell, but I'm saying more words than what he wanted.
Okay.
Gil is worried. Where are you? 6 words.
Okay. And you're ending the spell there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you send this out, you wait for that pause, and then comes back. And you can hear the voice of O'Brien sounds a bit strained. Probably 20-30 miles past Vikram. Training. I'm fine. And that's all.
He says 20, 30 miles past Vikram. Training. Says that he's fine.
Damn bastard. Okay. Thank you, Rem.
Am I supposed to keep this a secret from everybody?
No, there's nothing secretive here that I have told you. Don't worry about it too much.
All right. Anything else you need from me?
No.
Is this man lying to me?
Would you like
Does
to
he
find
need-
out?
Yes. I didn't even have my dice pulled out. I haven't had to roll anything all day.
Well, you're rolling an insight.
Yes, I am.
I'm sure you know, Gil, if you're lying, roll deception. If not,
17?
If not, what?
it would be persuasion.
Oh wait, hold on. I only got a 16.
So, are you lying?
No. Gil does not need any more. He's just a bit shaken up, and yeah, he's just a bit shaken up. Doesn't really know what to think, but that you could tell, like, after you got the message back, that he was a bit relieved.
Seems
But no,
good to me.
Gil's fine. And he's gonna go back in the tent.
All right. And the rest of you can all see Gilgamesh push back into the tent through the flaps.
I'm gonna
So,
come back in too.
yeah. So if nothing else, what does today look like for you guys?
Books.
Books.
Finding the key.
All right. Are you starting with the books?
We're gonna start with the key.
Okay. So, how are you planning on finding the key?
I'm going to use locate object.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue with this is it's describe or name an object that is familiar to you. I have never seen the key, but I know what the lock it unlocks is. Is that familiar enough for me to find it?
It is. The spell specifically says in the second part, as long as you have seen it up close. The object itself, you can also go a little bit more broad
And just say chest key.
and say chest key, but you might find a different key.
Could you say Slange's chess key?
Too specific at that point.
You'd have to see the key. The only person that has seen the key is Findhelm, and he can't cast the spell.
I'm not doing anything else today. Let's just go.
I'm gonna stay back and read the books.
Who's going with me to look for the key?
I'll come with.
Findhelm just kind of leans forward. I mean, probably somewhat useful for finding it. I at least know the general location of where I threw it.
All right.
I just don't know exactly where it is, and it's probably buried.
Not an issue. As long as we have a general location, that's more than what we were working with without it, so.
Alright. Alright, so Findhelm, Rem, and April. Flora, Gil, are you guys doing anything?
It's not doing anything specific, no.
Alright.
Gil's actually gonna take the day and go look out up on the wall.
Alright.
You can go up on the wall.
Okay. I'm gonna have you make a perception check, Gil.
Sorry, you said perception?
Yes.
Interesting. Oh. 24.
Oh my god.
I see everything.
Alright, I'll keep that in mind.
Give me how many pieces of dirt can I harvest?
It's snow, but, you know, still okay.
How much snow can I get? How much flakes of snow are there?
We'll get back to that.
Yeah.
Alright, so Zex and Flora is staying behind. Zex is looking at books, Flora's not doing anything specific, and Findhelm, Rem, and April are going and trying to find the key. Does that sound correct?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Rem, April, and Findhelm leave the camp, and Flora, Zex stay behind. Findhelm, we're going to start with that, leads you guys through several sections of town. Is there any specific way you guys want to be walking throughout the town? Whether just being on alert for things, or whether trying to stay hidden from anything that might be out there, or just walking through.
Can I take to the rooftops?
Of course you can.
Oh yeah.
And as April springs up to the rooftops, you and Findhelm are on the ground. Rem?
Me and Findhelm can fly!
Oh fuck.
Fuck your rooftops! We're gonna fly a bit.
You're gonna fly?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Are you
Only
casting
10
fly?
feet off the ground. No, I have my broom.
Oh yeah. You and Finhelm fly 10 feet off the ground with the broom. April's jumping from rooftop to rooftop.
Did you also slightly forget that I had the broom too?
Just a little bit.
It
It's okay.
happens,
It's been a
yeah.
week.
you can fly, but I can do parkour.
Yeah, got parkour and we got flying. As this goes, Finhelm, over the next couple hours, leads you along the site. As you guys are moving throughout houses, just for the hell of it, what's your guys' passive perceptions?
15.
Oh, one moment.
It's gonna be great.
Of course, it's like
I'm in the
9
kitchen.
maybe.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be 9.
Fuck.
What is your perception
13.
bonus? 13.
Ah.
Hey.
Fuck you.
Rem had no faith.
How's it 13?
I don't know. It's just it says it's 13.
All right.
Passive.
As you guys are moving through,
Yeah. Okay.
your feet just slowly crunching on the ground. April's a little bit more of a jumping from building to building, keeping an aerial view around. The buildings are in character and silent, nothing much going on until a while comes and you get to a stretch, and it's like a square, like a rock square. And Finhelm just stops and, well, somewhere around here. I don't know exactly where, but this is where everything kind of happened. Came back out here and threw the key away.
Alright, I look for the key.
All right,
Use locate object to look for the key.
All right, April, make an investigation check. Since you were looking for the key.
23!
So you don't find the key.
Fuck!
However, you do find, as you're digging through the snow, you do find evidence of some type of scuffle. You find slash marks of claws engraved into portions of the stone, slightly buried under ice and snow. You see scraps of cloth and specks of coagulated, dried blood preserved in the snow. You see fractured bolts and arrows embedded into parts of some of the buildings and shattered along the stone floors. But sadly, you don't find the key.
Well, I'm gonna let Ram know about that.
About the evidence of
feel
the
like-
scuffle.
Yeah, I feel like that's something Ram should know about.
All right.
We know about the scuffle.
Do?
This is where original Slange got jumped by the creature that you and Flora fought. This is where Finhelm found his body and all that.
Yeah.
So
And you
how's my
cast
locate
locate
object spell
object.
going?
Okay. As you cast locate object, what are you saying you're looking for? A
I
key?
can't say Slange's chest key, but I'm gonna say key. We'll go with key.
A key?
Chest key.
About 400 and 430, 425 feet away, you do get a ping. It is underneath the snow.
I'm gonna head that way.
All right. And then with this, it takes a while to dig it out. It's become frozen and encrusted in ice, but you do locate.
Finhelm can firebolt it, and I can use shovel.
Mm-hmm. And you do use this to effectively take it out of the ice. But you now have a key. It's this
I'm gonna-
old brass key.
So to fit him and ask him, is this the key?
Looks like it.
Looks like it or is?
As long as there's not someone with the same chest in here. And also buried the key under half a foot of ice. That will be it.
Your sarcasm is only mildly appreciated.
Sorry.
Good enough for me.
Alright. And while this is happening, Zex, you start lying out books and... are you going for thicker tomes, thinner tomes? What are you going for? And Flora, you watch as Zex begins taking some books and placing them on his cot and across the ground.
I want to browse the first few pages of each book to maybe get a gist of what it's about.
Alright. So, as you start on this, like a deep maroon tome, no cover, like no words or letters on the cover. You flip it open, and it's a blank page. You
Keep flipping?
keep flipping. Blank pages.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
Alright. As you move on to the next one, this one, a smaller book, black cover, golden lining. Flip it open. Empty.
This is bullshit. Something's going on with magic.
Over this, you move on and look at another book and another, and save for this, you glance through the 20 that you still have in your bag. They're all blank.
And I don't have to spell magic. That's unfortunate. Well, pack them back into the bag, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Flora is going to kind of take a deep breath and say, "You look concerned."
There's nothing written in or on any of these books.
Not a single page?
No, nothing.
Do you mind if I take a look?
I'll pull the thickest tome that I have out of the bag and hand it to her.
All right. He hands you this brown, thick leather tome, indents on the top and the bottom. And as you look over the cover, there's nothing. And as you flip it open to a random page, it is blank on both sides.
What do you think happened?
I think they're concealed by magic.
Do you think Rem would be able to take a peek at this? Or would we have to go to even bigger?
Rem would probably be able to take care of this. I can only think of 2 spells off the top of my head, but I don't have access to either one of them. So we just have to wait for Rem to get back. I don't want to disturb them until they finish with what they're doing.
All right. Do you know when they would be back?
I mean, who knows how long it's going to take them to find the key. It could be
And
gone all
there's
day.
no one here that would be able to do it for us either. Out of character, Helminia.
Yes.
In my spell list, I don't have anything that would be able to help with this at all, huh?
You have detect magic. I can tell you what it is, if it's magic at all.
Can I
The
use
only-
that, Jacob?
I can say you have detect magic queued up.
I have her spell list.
I have it pulled up too.
All right.
It says concentration for up to 10 minutes, so I would be able to... Yeah.
Alright.
For the duration, you sense the
Is it-
presence of magic within 30 feet of you. And if your sense of magic is this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic.
All right.
Is it ritual? Does it have that tag on it?
Let me. Yes.
So you don't have to use the spell slot for that if you don't want to. It'll take you 10 minutes to cast, though. But we have time.
If we have time, then I'm casting it.
All right. So you take your time, you set down the book, you concentrate. Through the next 10, 11 minutes, you eventually finish casting the spell as a ritual. You do detect a magical aura from the book. And the other book, and the third book that Zex hadn't finished putting in the bag yet. They all give off the magic from the School of Abjuration.
I'm going to relay that exact information to Zex.
That is interesting. From abjuration, you said?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that is good. Good knowledge. Good stuff to know. Still can't do anything until
Until
he gets
comes
back. Yeah. Abjuration, though. So it's probably... I wonder what's making it magic then, because it's probably not something like concealing words, because I would assume that would be illusion. Oh, abjuration is like glyph of warding. That means it might do something if we mess with it too much. We should definitely...
Just to let you guys know, you can still go on with your planning. I have to go grab something real quick, because I just found out I'm bleeding. I'll be right back.
Oh, what?
Nice.
Okay.
Paper cut.
Oops, all blood.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Okay,
we
so...
are just going to have to wait until Rem gets back to mess with this anymore. I don't want to...
Out of
I'll
character, I have
fool
no
around
fucking
with
clue
it.
that would do this.
Well, the only thing
Yeah.
I could think that you might be able to do is dispel magic.
Guess what I
Where
put away
exactly
to
did you
sending.
find these?
Dispel magic? Do you have see
Yeah.
invisibility?
No, it's too high rank a spell for me.
Damn.
What is the... Where did you find the tomes? Was that when I was gone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we remember the Metal Man?
I do remember the Metal Man.
The library he was in, we just took all the books off the shelves and ran.
I shoved them all into my bag of holding and we ran away.
We cleared out
That's
the library and dipped.
terrible.
What's terrible is that man was doing 8 attacks per turn and they were doing 10 damage per hit.
It was really bad.
Well, now
I
we're gonna
would've
be
died.
cursed if we try to take the magic off.
That
Or
is
if it's-
undetermined.
If it's something
is-
like Glyph of Warning, it'll just trigger.
It would have triggered the moment we moved it too far away. Because the way Glyph of Warding works is that when you put it inside of an object, the moment that object is moved 10 feet away from where that was cast, it will explode. A Glyph
There's
of
a
Warding
lot
cannot
of
be
spells
moved around.
in like that class, though.
All right.
Abjugation.
So, anything else you guys are doing?
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
gonna shove these back into my bag, and then I want to go up on the wall and talk to Gilgamesh.
All right.
Before Zex leaves, Flora's gonna grab him by the shoulder and just...
Damn.
Shake
Zex,
his ass.
you need to understand what you did was very wrong, and you're very lucky that I didn't wring your neck.
Interesting.
And then she's going to let go, smile, and bow at him.
All right.
Odd. I'll have you know I was going to apologize to Gilgamesh, but I don't know if I want to.
You better.
All right. You still going to find Gilgamesh?
Yeah,
All right. Easy enough to
I
find.
suppose.
You find him looking over the wall, his axe kind of just placed into a notch in the wooden frame of the wall, and as you climb up, Gilgamesh, you hear Zex approaching.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just looking. I'm just watching.
All right.
Gilgamesh? No response. Okay. Clearly, you're more shaken up than I had assumed. I thought nothing scared you. Obviously, my comments were out of turn. I am deeply apologetic. I don't want to say anything about forgiveness because I don't think Gilgamesh forgives anything. Perhaps we can move forward without strife from this point. I don't just stand there.
I didn't think anything could scare me either. Make two of us.
If you don't
I
mind,
won't.
I'll keep watch up here with you for a bit.
I won't forgive you for anything. A man should watch his tongue before he speaks. Especially you around me. Anyone around me. But the gesture is noted.
Good, then I'll leave.
Okay. Is there anything else either Zex or Flora is doing while waiting?
I want to go retrieve the rest of these tomes from the cart.
All right, easy enough. Flora?
Laura is going to out of character. Does anybody know what Gil saw, or is that just a Gil thing and Gil hasn't said nothing?
That's just a Gil thing.
Yeah. Gil hasn't said shit.
So we know out of character, but no one in character knows.
Yeah.
Okay. Laura is going to go up the wall and try and speak with Gil then.
All right.
Hold on. Sorry, getting stuck. Okay, so Flora is going to approach Gil and just kind of sit next to him on the wall and kind of look at him and go, "Hey,
Gil's standing.
I'm not."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, she's gonna sit. She's
Oh,
just gonna sit, all
okay.
casual.
Okay, proceed.
Hey, how are you doing? Is everything okay?
Real quick, where was Flora when I came out of? When I fell down on the mountain, I saw Zex.
When you fell down on the mountain, there was Zex
Mm-hmm.
starting to descend, which you stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And then a little while after, Rem, Flora, and Findhelm came out of the teleportation circle.
Okay, so Flora was with everybody else. Okay.
Yes.
Flora, if you're asking and wanting to know what happened, you're not going to know.
You don't have to tell me, but I know that whatever you saw must have shaken you up. And if you do need to speak about it, or if you'd like to, that just know you're supported.
I do not need to, nor would I like to. This isn't a matter that concerns anyone else, and frankly, I'd just like to forget about it because it's quite irrelevant, if you would.
Irrelevant is an interesting word. Choice of word, that is. But if you insist. And then Flora's going to stand up, brush her brush yourself off a little bit and turn to him and say, but again, we do support and care about you. Some of us more than others. And then walk away. She's leaving.
All right. With this, if there's nothing else that anyone else is doing, Gilgamesh, throughout this time, just looking over the wall, you are keeping an eye around the area that you've been seeing lit up at night and glancing around, and every once in a while you catch some flash of browns and greens, and you make out there are hobgoblins on, some of them on mounted creatures, some of them on foot, just kind of watching the wall at a good distance. They're never approaching. Tense, but not like hostile. And then turn and beeline it back where they came from.
So, like, how long do they linger, I guess?
They're lingering for probably like anywhere from like 2 to 5 minute intervals.
Just to, like, essentially just, like, check on the wall, see what's up, and then leave.
Yeah. That's what you can gather.
And then how far out usually are they?
They're usually like about 600, 700 feet. That's as close as they get. And sometimes they're over 1,000.
And roughly how far is the lit, I'm assuming is like a cave of sorts?
It's too far to see, but it's in the miles, not in the feet.
Oh, wow.
Like, it's off in the distance.
Yeah.
That is too far away. If there was something standing there, you wouldn't really be able to easily see it. It's the fact that they're getting close enough that you can see them appear as specks. And then get closer, you identify, okay, this is a hobgoblin on something, and then it stops, watches for a bit, and turns around.
I'm gonna kind of like make my way over to these two guards over here.
All right.
I'm gonna look to the one on my right and just ask, so how long have they been keeping up this survey of sorts?
Yeah, the one on the right, he himself is kind of just down on one knee. You can see he's setting a wheel back on the cannon, his crossbow not in his hands, just at his legs. Doesn't turn to look at you, just keeps going as he's this dwarf is kind of involved in his business. Oh, they've been popping up ever since the attack. It's don't pay them too much mind. We have some men watching them. If they get close enough, we'll take shots. But they watch us, we watch them. That's about it. They're not going to try anything by themselves.
But it doesn't concern you that they could be plotting out something similar to what happened?
Oh,
if not
of course they're
more
plotting out
extreme?
something similar. That's all they can do. But they're not going to take it.
They took it this time. Why couldn't they take it another?
They didn't take it this time. And he stops working on the wheel to look at you. And you are at least twice as tall as him. But it's a spin look up at you, and they didn't take it this time. I don't see any fucking hobgoblins on the walls, do you? Give us some
No, but
credit.
I see a burial of mass graves of your men.
And you see a fuck ton of them out there, don't you? People die in war.
You talk as if I'm unaware of the effects of war.
And yet you're still surprised that some of our people died. Hmm? We'll hold the wall. It's the only thing we can do. Not allowed to go and hunt the bastards.
And why is that?
Better not say. You see, he turns around and begins fastening the wheel.
Can I insight check him
Sure.
to see if it's like he's not allowed to say, or like just like what he really means by he'd rather not say?
Yeah, definitely.
He said something. I got a 10.
The face is in a perpetual frown as you're talking to him, but you don't really get anything out of it.
Interesting. You said they're like 600 feet out, right? Roughly? Because, like, the
600,
closest they get?
600 feet is the closest. $600 is the closest. A little over 1,000 is the farthest.
How fast do horses move?
Horses generally move at like, I think they have a 50-foot move speed around. So you could match pace with the ones on Beastback with a
Riding
horse.
horse has a movement speed of 60 feet.
All right. So you have a sense that you'd at least be able to keep pace. But it is quite a long distance for even a horse moving at full speed to try and catch up to.
Is there anybody else working on the, or is there anybody working on the other damaged cannon?
There is, I believe right now, Gigi, who is working on it through arcane means.
Through arcane means?
Yeah, you look over and you can see a slight, like, yellowish glow coming from his hands as he's moving along the cracked wooden frame that the cannon's perched on.
Well, they obviously don't need my help. So I'll just help this guy repair the cannon any way I can.
All right. Throughout this, it becomes very obvious and very clear to you. He's patching it, but through him, you get through him kind of half explaining and half you seeing it. He's getting it in a position for either it to be moved to somewhere where they have a workshop to actually work on it, or for Gigi, the second in command, to come over and do something arcane on it. It's patching it up to be somewhat stable, but he himself the cannon itself, the front of the barrel is like bent inwards a bit by the impact of the rock on it. It itself very badly damaged.
How big is the damage? I guess I'm not there to find out.
Extensive.
That's a lot of damage.
It's a lot of damage. All right.
You know, I'm gonna go over to Gigi and ask if there's like any work that needs to be done around the camp.
As you go over, you can hear just it sounds kind of like a flame. As you look over, you can see in his hand itself is not the yellow thing. There seems to be like this a hammer that itself is emanating this yellow glow. He's got his goggles on, and he's not even using the hammer to like ting ting hit it. He's like dragging it along the side of the cannon, and you're watching shattered pieces of wood slowly move together and form back into one like completely strong, refined piece of lumber again. And as he's like dragging it across, and as you make yourself known, he spins around very quickly, and the goggles covering his eyes, it's just two large black spots. The goggles themselves probably take up like over half of his face. As he pushes one of them up. Yes. Pushes up the other.
Is there any work around the camp that needs to be done that doesn't require whatever this arcane stuff is?
No. To be honest, it's my job to repair everything that breaks, and unless if you can repair broken people, I've got nothing.
I can do the opposite if you'd like me to.
He looks over to one of the men standing on watch, and then you see his like right eye twitch a little bit, and he looks back at you. Nah, I'm good.
I'll just give him a nod and then go back to just watching.
Yeah, you watch as his goggles back on, turns around, begins dragging / smacking the cannon with the golden hammer. Throughout the rest of this,
Is he Fix It Felix? Is that what I'm hearing?
not quite. Throughout a couple more hours, eventually, it gets word of Rem, April, and Findhelm. You guys do make your way back into the camp.
Okay, quick. I want to make sure I get my stuff right. So, Findhelm is a changeling or something similar.
Yes.
What does he look like currently? Does he just look like a changeling, or is he looks like something else who doesn't get hate crimed?
He has stayed in his form. His skin is whiter than the snow. His eyes themselves are completely void white, and just the hair itself is white and wispy as it moves back into a small braid in the back. The cloak and armor that he's wearing strongly contrasts with this being pitch black.
Alright, cool. Just making sure I know.
No, he has not changed since he was slain. And you shot him.
Oh yeah, I did do that. Ah, good times.
Alright, so Rem, April, as you guys come back, what would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna check on those books.
Alright. As the three of you approach and enter the tent, you can see Zex standing by the mouth of it. Not reading any books, just kind of chilling. And Zex, you see the group of the three of them approaching. What are you guys doing?
I'm asking Zex why he's not reading books.
There's nothing in them.
Wasn't there something in it earlier?
There was when I read it over that machine's shoulder, but now there's nothing in any of the books that I have.
Let me see.
All right.
You have looked through.
Come on in.
Did you, while you were waiting, I guess I should have asked you this. While you were waiting, you've only looked through the 20. The 30 that you had put in the chest, you didn't look through. Did you want to look through those? Just to see?
Did.
You did?
I should have said that's my bad.
Okay. It's also on me. Throughout this, you do find the one book that you do recognize as the book that you were reading over his shoulder. That is also blank, and so you do get from that there was something in these books, at least that one, but now there isn't.
All right. Yeah, no, there's nothing in them now. Come and take a look.
I'm coming to take a look.
As you go, Rem, and you parse through the books, you get the same thing. A bunch of tomes, no titles, and nothing in the pages.
Here's what we know. We know that something is going on magical. And we know that it's from abjuration. That's it.
I want to see if I can make an investigation check, because I know glyphs of warding are mostly invisible unless you look at them really hard. So I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna look at it.
Okay,
really
so
hard.
you're looking for glyphs of warding.
I'm looking to see if it's something akin to that.
Okay.
Like the text is just magically hidden.
Okay. So, investigation.
19.
19. As you're looking, you don't find any sort of glyphs, anything noticeable on the page. Or the cover.
It's an unfortunate circumstance, but we'll have to hold on to him for now.
You have nothing that could help us?
Not at the moment. I could try to dispel the magic on them tomorrow. I could make an Arcana check to see if I can kind of figure out like a greater sense of what this spell actually is. But that's about the best I could do. But in my mind, I've never seen anything explicitly like this. Can I try an Arcana check?
Sure.
18?
18. You're for that.
It's magic. I can't really do anything. With
Yeah,
it. It's magic.
It's kind of it's become obvious, and Zex has made it. You know it's magic, but you're not sure the extent.
Can I tell if it's magic on this, or if it's like all of them as one collective spell?
Yeah,
Like, does this
I'll
have
give you
its
that.
own form of magic, or
Each book
is it one
has its own separate kind of aura.
Hey, Fintel, you were able to tell what a bunch of these magic items were. Would you be able to possibly tell, like, maybe what spell is on these books, or anything in a similar fashion?
I mean, the book is magic. I could identify it.
All right.
Which book
might
would you
do
want me to
something.
identify?
I'll grab the same tome that I gave to Flora earlier.
So the big one, not this one isn't the one that you were reading over the shoulder. This is quite literally the biggest tome.
Yeah.
Okay. So you hand this heavy tome off to Findhelm, and you watch as it settles in and his arms kind of You can see a bit of strain. It's a heavier book. And as it stops, you see the white in his eyes replaced by like a darker blue for a second, and okay. I'm It's kind of hard to explain. Zex, you know, like your ring?
Yes. Which one?
You have 2 rings?
Spell storing, mind shielding?
Mind shielding is invisible. He's only seen the spell storing.
Got it. Yes.
Oh, that one, and he points to the spell storing ring.
Yes. This one. The only one I have, of course.
Gives you kind of a look. Shakes his head. Anyway, it's kind of like that, except not. You put a spell into the book, and it powers it in a way.
It's like the.
It is. It's like the circle.
It's like the fucking. Give me
The
the thing.
orb. Yes.
Give me the
Chapin.
thing.
You take
Hit
the
it with
heavy
something that's
tome.
abjuration if you can.
You take the tome out of his hands.
I'm gonna use. Let's start with guidance and see what it does.
Okay. So you cast guidance on the book. Nothing seems to happen.
It's fueled by magic. He should know the exact way this works.
Yeah.
Does he just not know how to describe it?
He does after he sees you cast a cantrip into it. It does need to be powerful magic to power it.
How powerful?
And it will
are we
only
talking?
power it until the next sun rises.
How powerful are we talking here?
On a scale from 1 to 9, I'm gonna say like a 3.
Easy.
Okay. Oh god, that's not easy.
Easy for me. Get out of the way.
I have it. It's just look, go ahead. Power this thing up. Let's read it.
My stuff is less important than your stuff. Let me select my spell.
Debatable.
You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. All of you, come close.
Finhelm just kind of gives you a look and steps closer.
Just put a damn spell in the book so we can read it.
Tiny hut.
Is you cast tiny? Are you focus in on the book and you're casting tiny hut, or are you just casting tiny hut in general?
I'm focusing in on the book and casting it.
As you cast tiny hut on the book, the spell itself doesn't happen. What happens is you feel a vague amount of magic energy, mana being transferred from your waving spell hand into the book. And then you watch as the arcane energy, the slight orangish of what would be the tiny hut, moves across the page and then slowly begins to turn into words. As the words then flash orange and then go back, they become black. And the book is now covered in words.
I've seen some annoying
I
things
can
in
do
my
it.
day.
Oh my gosh, I can do this as many times as we need. I just need 10 minutes each time.
That's gonna take a long time.
You have a 3rd level ritual spell?
Tiny Hut has a ritual tag.
Oh, you're fucking kidding me. Do I have one that's a ritual? I have a few of them.
All right.
I've got a few of them. Okay. Do I have one of these ready today? I don't, but this is
Alright.
important knowledge.
This is.
So the largest tome that you've procured is now open and readable.
Let's skim the first 3 pages.
All right. As you skim the first,
I want to read.
Zex has the book, so he's skimming these right now. It's a old book. The pages appear blank and white and crisp and clean before you cast a spell. The pages, as the writing appeared, also became older and crinkled and warped. The book itself almost seems to age its own personal eternity. As you're carefully flipping through the pages, you see times talking of ancient magic, ancient users. Doesn't say any names. And then it continues to talk about people getting more in touch with the gods themselves. And then there was a group that managed themselves to not only touch on the same level of the gods and talk to them, but also ascend themselves to a demigod type of level.
We don't get any names or anything, just that.
Not in the first 3 pages.
Well. Rem, do you want to read this? I'm going to go pull the rest of these books out.
Yeah, I'm gonna read.
All right. As Zex goes and starts pulling out books.
Only take out one at a time. I'll read one, and you'll read one, and then we'll read through as much as we can before we touch another one.
Okay, well, I'll grab another book, and then I'll cast Tiny Hut as a ritual.
Okay.
I want to grab the second biggest tome.
Okay.
These are the ones you have in your bag, right?
The thick ones he has
all out.
in his bag. The smaller ones he has taken out and put into the tent.
Okay, so let's go into the tent where it's warm, and then we can read.
All right. So you guys go into the tent. Rems, you're reading while he's casting the next spell as a ritual. It goes on to detail specifically the...
Do I get a name of this book towards the beginning? Something I can identify it as? Should I name it myself?
There is no actual title on the book. No. As in the 10 minutes that you're reading it, you get details of the Ascended is what they are called. And it was a group of 7 exemplary magic and otherwise users that managed to do more than simply talk and ask favors from the gods. They began meeting them and learning their ways. And then, much to the horror of the older gods, began to attempt to ascend themselves. At this point, the gods themselves declared war and waged war upon these 7 individuals with untold and undocumented amounts of chaos and death on the material plane. The gods eventually succeeded in binding these 7 ascended into near demigod form. before locking themselves away and vowing to never reopen a connection to the material plane in order for no more to try and ascend. The demigods themselves, locked and banished to the material plane, found their reign among the corners of the earth and eventually created their own followings, calling themselves the Ascended, the Seven Ascended, the gods of the planes. They walked among the mortals of the material plane, and each presided over their own domain, where they ruled for several millennia before the people around them rose up and cast them from, as it is put in the book, their mortal frames. And that's all you get. Zex, you finish the hut on these 10 minutes. And we'll say, unless if there's like specific, you only know of one specific book, you guys can, like, through the first 20, it's more of these scriptures and pages and tomes about these seven ascended individuals, marking it in different languages, in different scripts, kind of how the Bible is, and how the Bible has different versions.
Do we ever get any names?
They don't speak of names. They're talked of in titles.
It's all coming together.
About the fourth or fifth book, you find one. You find one title, which is the Devourer, which is one title. You find the Unfulfilled, and you're going through a fourth title, the Unmoving. It's moving through these, and you're slowly able to start to glean some of the titles of these seven ascended.
I had to pull out my notebook. Give me a sec.
What were the names again?
I'm gonna wait for James. I feel like James wants us to.
Oh yeah, I had to write, like, all my notes have only ever take, like, the max was 3 lines. I have an entire, like, fucking scripture now detailing this book that I'm calling The Ascended because it does not have a title, and it seemed pretty fitting. But I'm also making connection that there are 7 symbols on this fucking amulet you gave me, and that this is a cult to these dudes, isn't it? Am I noticing any of the symbols from this fucking amulet in any of these books as I'm going? Because I feel like I will.
Not yet.
Okay, I'm ready. List them.
The Devourer, the Unmoving. I've already been flipping through pages. God, I gotta find it again. Devour, the Unmoving, and God, I can't find these. I'll get the other 2 to you. Those are the ones you were able to find.
Haven't seen any of the other ones yet, though.
No.
Too bad, too bad. Let's keep going.
as you go, eventually you get to, and more of these you're getting, again, it's all a very similar story. You've gone through about 25, 30 of them, and they're, again, different languages, different scripts, different techniques.
Technique?
It's like some of them are more symbolic. Not the symbols that you saw on the locket or the medallion. More of like hieroglyphic sense for those that might not be able to read.
Baby's first cult picture book. Got you.
Yes, exactly. As you get to 1X, this is the one that you were reading over the shoulder of. And as you cast into it, you open it, and it is known as just simply the log of 53 RAN1.
53RAN1.
Yes. 53RAN1's log. Huh?
Am I receiving this information as well?
Well, you can all read it. As soon as he casts into it.
So I can write this down then too.
Yeah. This is 53RAN1's log. And it doesn't have any dates on it, but it has several passages in it. At the beginning, it simply talks about how Master has instructed me to safeguard this place, and for those to walk around, to learn, to relay, and then to destroy. There are hundreds of different logs of people coming in and either getting crushed to death, falling into the void, getting eaten alive, getting torn asunder. All of these. Afterwards, it has details of I've cleaned up after and set back up what is necessary, and those kind of like a cleaning thing. And then you get to a part where was the part that you were looking over the shoulder. And it is guests. And it was basically saying, Master has informed me of guests who are allowed to come, stay, and leave as they please. And only there are 2 names on this. One is the name that you are oh so familiar with, Kalung. It states that one has come in, and then one before that, it's higher up, I guess, on the actual log. It has this name, a bunch of like scratched out names, and basically the ones that are scratched out, it seems that it's very easy to guess that those are people that have been dealt with, and then these ones have like nothing messing with their actual name, nothing causing issues, nothing like that. So these 2 names are the ones that are not interrupted. The one at the bottom is Kalung, and the one at the top is Lacom. LACOM.
We don't know who that is, do we?
No.
Okay. Is the name of the master ever mentioned in the log at all? Or is it just referred to as the master?
The master.
All right, let's keep reading.
Okay. The rest of the log is empty. So from this one, you guys go through. At this point, getting into the 40s out of 50s, as you're getting to the smaller books, you do start seeing symbols. The specific ones, if you can refer to your medallion, I guess, the one on the far left, that on the one that you found was golden, is put into the book. Just it's hastily scratched out, and it's more of a rubbing, almost as if someone took a piece of charcoal and brushed it along a rune. And that's the only thing in that one. And then you also see the one that was on the bottom of the medallion that you have. And this one as well has seems to be a rubbing, but it's with a more reddish material, almost like a spice. And as you look through, there's like 3 or 4 other pages in there, and some of them are blank, and on the end it simply says in scratched out, re-scratched words, I am unending, I am all-consuming.
The Devourer is the thing in that.
So you said number 4, the book that it's in is where this is? Going left or right? So it's the fire, the gold one, the next one, and then the one below the skull.
Yes,
that's where this is.
That's the one.
That's the one that has like the writing that says it's all consuming.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how well I can draw this.
I'm not drawing shit. I'm saying left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not even. Look, I fucked around and found it a lot in my life. This is not going to be one of those times.
Okay. Do we have any titles attached to these, or just those words?
Just the words. The titles themselves, there doesn't seem to be any, except for the logbook.
These are in common?
Wait, what's in the logbook for titles?
It was S3RAN1's log.
Oh, I'm talking about the Devourer, the Unmoving.
You said S3 what?
S3RAN1's log. That was where you guys got the names from.
I thought you said it was 5-3.
Oh, sorry.
S3...
5-3 is correct. I was looking at my handwriting wrong. 5-3-RAN1.
Interesting.
And these are all written in common?
Yes. Well, some of them are written in other languages, but when you parse through those, either through cross-referencing through April, Zex, yourself, because some of them are in Halfling, some of them are in Gnomish, some of them are in Elvish, some of them are in Abyssal, some of them are Infernal. You find a spectrum, and you're finding a pattern of those ones are translated from the story.
But they're all roughly the same thing.
Yes.
Can I make another religion check to see if I know anything about this at this point?
Since you're finding stuff, I'm gonna let you say yes. Make a religion check.
With disadvantage?
I'm taking away the disadvantage because you're kind of honing in on something.
Can I do that as well, or just? just Ren.
Are you proficient in religion?
No.
Then Ren.
18?
18. This is not something that you were familiar with on your home. This is a completely new religion for your mind. And so you're guessing that this might be concerning of Papihos itself.
This is a much older religion, though.
Definitely.
That's why it's not around anymore, because this is like old
Well, it might
gods.
still be around, but
It probably is still around because this amulet means that there's still a following. Have I discovered why there's a skull in the middle? Did you have to make it so deep fried and ominous?
You have not. You've almost gone through all the books. If you go through the rest of the books, you might be able to find something, but you haven't found anything yet. Not in any of the bigger
go through
tomes.
the rest of the books.
I do want to ask,
Go through the
is
rest
it
of the
actually this deep fried on the amulet?
It's portraying like a exceptionally red, like almost like ruby-esque thing.
It's like ruby dust mixed with fucking copper and blood and
Maybe.
goddamn deep fried ass skull bullshit. Okay, carry on.
As you go through, you are able to find one more of those books, the smaller books with a symbol in it. It is the one exactly opposite from the golden one, the line. And it, a few more pages in, it says, "Nothing will move me, not even time. I,
All right.
out of the rest, am eternal."
And what symbol was associated with this one?
The one directly across from the golden one, the line.
Did the golden one have its own thing?
The golden one was blank. It had a symbol, but it was blank.
Interesting. Did you find those other two titles?
The other two titles?
Like
you told
the
us to
Devourer
flip
and the
through.
Unmoving?
The Devourer, the Unmoving, the Collector, and...
Collector has one or two L's. Or am I dumb?
It has one.
It is.
Doesn't it?
It is two, James.
Ah,
Doesn't it?
It is two.
I
I'm
thought so.
sorry.
I'm glad I'm
My
not the only one
spelling
that's
is
dumb.
bad.
So.
And the fourth one?
I'm betting this gold one is probably the Collector.
That would make sense. What's the fourth one you said?
Let me find it while you guys keep pondering.
I'm gonna write this symbol as the Collector's symbol for the time being, but I'll put a question mark by it. I'm assuming you shared this amulet with us so we could see it.
Nope. I mean, towards the end, yes, but in the beginning, nope. After
As
I
of
make
right
the
now, I
connections,
know that it exists, though.
yes, you're aware that this exists.
And,
I
okay.
pulled it out as we were reading because I'm like, wait a minute. So yeah, everybody's aware that I'm in possession of this thing.
Awesome sauce.
Can't believe JC's gonna make me buy fucking highlighters. Why do I gotta buy highlighters for your notes that I have to transcribe? Onto paper. This page gets a header.
The last one of the four that you find, the Resentful.
The Resentful.
Oh my.
And we have not found a fourth symbol. We've only seen three, right?
You've only seen three.
Have we read all the books?
You've got the one more, and it's the smallest of them all.
Let's read it.
All right. As you take your time and cast into it, you watch as the book itself, the pages that were enclosed in it, vanish, and it is only the cover that actually exists. And on the cover, it appears the deep red skull. And underneath it, you watch as the oranges magic goes in, and you see the text itself etched in whatever this material may be, whether ruby, copper, blood, a mixture of them, pushes it all together and spells out the words, "The caretaker of sin."
So this isn't another title of the 7. This is just
You don't know?
something else.
I think this belongs to the guy that robot called Master. And the Master is the caretaker of sin or something like that. Like, this is his symbol.
Gotta put a squiggly separator line in.
So we've read all these books.
Yeah.
Like, thoroughly went through over all these books.
It's a thing in
A lot of it's repeating itself.
a lot of it is repeating itself.
So we've learned everything we can from all of these books, yes?
Pretty much, yeah.
I say we take them back.
Why would we do that?
Why would we keep them? Whatever that thing is, it's dealing with something that goes beyond us, and I'd rather not piss it off any more than I have, considering I killed its robot.
I want
think
to
we should take 'em
examine this Caretaker of Sin cover real quick. I want to like open it up and look at it, investigate it.
Okay.
I'll give you guidance here.
Make an investigation check.
That's a D4, right?
Yeah, guidance is a D4.
I need it. 12.
12. Okay.
Well, okay.
Oh no.
I need to know what it is.
You have it, don't you? Let me look.
I just want it.
I know this is accurate because we just went over this.
And okay. All right. As you open and look, it's just blank. There is small incisions where it seems like paper was torn out of it, but nothing. Nothing else of note.
Do anyone else want to look at this at all? Anyone want to take a good examination?
I guess I can.
Pass it over to you then.
Are you doing anything with it? He passes you the leather. It's hardened, weathered leather.
That's
And I'm gonna
tongue twisting.
inspire you.
I'll investigate as well, see if I can glean anything different from it.
You're inspired.
I don't need it because I nat 20'd for a 23. I'll take your inspiration. I'll send it further beyond. What is it for inspiration? A D8?
Mm-hmm.
I'm maximum inspired. 30.
30. Oh my.
Investigation.
Let's go.
As you're looking, you're able to tell there are 7 pages that have been torn out of the actual book. However, the cover itself, actually, the cover itself, details, and I'm gonna say, no, there was 8 pages torn out, not 7. There's slight impressions from on the back of the leather from where the last page is. It's an imprint of the skull symbol again. Not any of the other 7 symbols. There is no apparent writing on it.
All right.
But there were 8 pages torn out of it.
And are you relaying this to us, Ren?
I guess so, yeah.
Do we think that any of them were on the Ascended?
I'm pretty sure they were all on the Ascended.
Hmm. Do we know anyone who's super old? We know
Oldest
that
person I know is
Elven
Goran.
town. We know that Elven town, though. Elves live a long ass time.
Oldest person I know of the moment is Goran.
You don't think any of those elves are older than Goran?
No, I don't even think any elf would be old enough for this to mean anything to them. You have to keep in mind, if I don't know about this, and no one else has ever brought it up, this goes beyond a dead religion. Like, this is a dead, gone, entombed religion.
Hmm. Well, let's
This
go.
is like forgotten family name religion.
Let's go talk to Goran.
You guys are gonna go talk to Goran?
Or do we want to keep this secret for now? This
Let's
is
hold on
important.
to it for now. I don't think he knows anything about it. He didn't even know the dungeon existed until a few days ago, so I doubt
is
he knows
true.
anything about it.
All right. Well, do we want to hold? What time of day is it? I want to peek outside the tent real quick.
You guys have spent a lot of time
Hours.
doing this. This has been hours.
That's what I
You've
figured.
wasted the majority of the day's gone.
Wasted? Excuse me?
We read 50 books. It's been 10 hours.
But wasted?
We were learning about dead gods.
I wouldn't call that wasted time.
Sure.
I'm
would
gonna
call that
superimpose
learning
everything
time.
I have onto some of the parchment I have because I think there's more to write down.
Okay.
Do we have all relevant knowledge? Like, is there any more notes that I need to be taking from what you've given us?
Not from those books.
We've gone over these books with a fine-tooth comb.
I want to keep one book. I want to keep this cover.
Okay.
This
I think we should
this
take the
little
rest
book.
back. Let's
I
ask
agree.
everybody else.
I just
Gills?
want to keep this last one, though.
I'm not gonna go back.
I
Do you think
want...
you could teleportation circle into the thing? Like,
It's a
would
good
you be able-
question, but right now I don't have any teleportation circle. I put it in my ring for later use.
all right then, but I guess we're done for the day.
Yeah, and Zex, you would know that that's not the same type of teleportation circle.
Yeah, that's
Would
what
it
I
work,
figured
though?
anyway.
Mhm.
No.
No.
Like a cell phone can call a landline.
I'm going to say Zex knows that it's not. Definitely not. Yeah?
It is
Reasonable
more.
to-
Yeah, it's not. It does not match up.
All right, it's the end of the day.
Speaking of that, Flora and Gilgamesh, and I guess April as well. Is there anything you guys had wanted to do for the rest of the day?
No.
No?
Uh.
Because April, you're just kind of there absorbing this information.
Hey, Ram.
Flora's good. Flora's not doing nothing.
Did April go with them? April went with them to find the key, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
April's with you guys.
April, Benhelm. Did you guys find the key?
Uh,
I think so. Pretty sure it's the key.
Dope. Well, I'm gonna pack all these books back up into my bag of holding since we're taking them back, except for one.
Yep.
One of them, that's the one that has all the pages ripped out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna label differently and also put into the bag of holding so I know it's different. So I'm gonna just label these other ones like 49 books, and then the last one will be labeled differently.
Okay.
The Caretaker of Sin is what it was called.
The Caretaker of Sin. All right. With that, speak now or forever hold your peace, as I think you guys are going to wind down for bed.
I am, but I always am casting Circle now for bedtime. So we're gonna end the day with one last casting of it, and this one's actually gonna pop it up for me.
All right.
And we will use a spell slot for this one, so it doesn't take 10 minutes.
All right. Gil and Jazz, or yeah, Gil and Flora.
Gil has no business to attend to.
All right.
And I'm pretty sure Jazz is doing something right now.
All right. So with that, you guys, having spent your day, find yourselves asleep, bedding down for the night. Gilgamesh, you tried to help Gigi as much as you could, but it's difficult. The cannons are heavily damaged for a reason. But you all find yourself bedding down. After a surprisingly tame day. You guys get your long rest with nothing appearing to happen during the night. Your spells are restored, your HP is restored if you did any of that. And the next day happens. As you all rise up, push yourself awake once again. The camps kind of seem to have fallen back into a rut of observing rather than being on high alert. What would you all like to do?
I think we should go back to the Soul Dungeon now. Oh, well, I'm not with them, am I? Oh man, I just got one of those burnt.
You can push out. Your circle disappears, and you can
Also,
go back
I would
into...
like to add, you said I couldn't see out of the circle, but I can.
No, you can.
It's
It's the actual harsh elements that I was talking about that get in once it dissolves.
Okay.
And the cold that you didn't feel, not the cold that you didn't see.
Got it.
And
when I get up, I'd like to request my shovel back from Flora because I still haven't gotten that back.
she gladly hands over her shovel, so you can have your shovel back.
All right. Back in the tent. I think we should go back to the Soul Dungeon today. Gil, what do you have to say? I know you don't want to go back.
What left does the dungeon have to offer?
Well, we want to put these books back that we took. We read through all of them yesterday. We're keeping one of them, but we don't want to anger whatever was in that room that we went to any more than necessary. We're going to return these books.
From what I know, the only thing in that room was some sort of robot, and that wasn't much of a trouble.
It's the
Whatever
robot's
its
master we gotta
master
worry about
was.
now.
I only caught a glimpse of it. And I don't think I've told any of you this yet. When I looked in that ball, some looked back.
And this concerns you?
Based on what we were reading in these books, there are some powerful things going on here, possibly, and we don't want to mess with it at this moment. Or we might want to mess with it, but we don't want to necessarily cause any unnecessary irritation at this point.
I
You
think
don't have
any
to go.
irritation you would have caused would have already happened, don't you think? You destroyed its minions and took its books.
We're going to return the books. And
That means nothing.
like Rem said, if you don't
You
want to
don't have
come,
to
you
go.
don't have to.
If the venture is just to put some books back on a shelf, I have no interest.
What if it wasn't just to put books
What
back
if
on
we
the
go to
shelves?
kill the thing that's in the trash?
Yet, didn't you say, Rem, that we weren't too capable of doing such?
I'm saying getting close to it is not the best option, but I'm sure you'd derive some joy from throwing rocks at it, wouldn't you?
It could be fun.
You don't have to. I know you went through something horrible, and I don't expect you to go. And if you say no, you're well within your right, and I respect that decision.
Whatever you're comfortable with, Gil.
If you do go back, Zex, you have to promise me on your life, and I am more than willing to take it if you break this, that you will not go down in that hole willingly.
Willingly?
Willingly.
You have to tell me why not if I'm going to make that promise.
He promises.
No. You have to tell me why not.
I have my great axe in my right hand, and my grip is gonna tighten as hard as it can go. Like, I'm probably almost breaking the handle of it at this point. And I'm gonna step the fuck up to Zex. Nah, we're gonna. How tall is Zex?
Not as tall as
5'9"
you.
or 6'1".
5'10". 5'10" is what I decided.
Okay. So I'm gonna look down to Zex. Just as, like, deep into his eyes as possible. And say, you have no right to ask what happened to me down there.
And you have no right to ask me to promise not to go into it.
Zex, you told me yesterday that you thought nothing could scare me, and you saw me like I was. I don't know if you have the brain to comprehend this or not, but if you think nothing can scare me and yet that did, it's a little thing that you shouldn't go in there.
Look, I'm not going to mean any disrespect by this towards you, Gil, but I am unwilling to make a promise without knowing the reasons behind it. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. That's fine. Your choice.
You say you mean no disrespect.
I mean no disrespect.
But you don't trust me enough.
I trust you plenty.
Yet you don't trust me enough when I give you advice, when I advise you to not go
I'm
down there.
so curious. Partially because of what we read yesterday.
And what was that? Because I'll gladly tell you.
Okay, can I just say we gave him... You were listening, right, Alpha?
I was up on the wall.
I know,
But
Gil was, but
was
you
it-
were listening out of character.
What, the demigod shit?
hmm I'm asking if I can
Okay.
just say I give him a brief synopsis of
Yeah.
what it was and not actually have to explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Okay, that's what I'll do then.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you almost more than certain that that is not down there. I have not ascended to being a new being.
Well, clearly. But I'm not looking to ascend. I'm looking for information. I want to know, could this possibly lead to something else? Could it? I don't know. I'm immensely curious of what could be down there.
It leads to something else, but it's not something else you want, Zex.
He saw the underworld. That's what he saw. Right, Gil? Right?
Zex, if you have a problem with what I'm laying down, we can step outside and deal with it.
For real? You want to fight me? I don't have a problem. I don't want to fight you, Gilgamesh. I don't. Stop what I want to do. But I'm unwilling to make a promise without knowing the reasons behind it. I've made that exceptionally clear.
Gil's just gonna brush past him between him and April and step outside. No more words said.
All right.
Fine.
Why are you pushing him?
I'm not. That's what I'm saying.
You're
He
pushing
can make
him.
his own decisions.
And
I
he's
don't
telling you that
care.
something down there was so traumatizing for him, and he's doing you the kindness of telling you that he doesn't want you to experience it. It's if I stabbed him and he said, "Hey, don't get stabbed," you'd believe him. He's telling
That's
you
different.
don't do something because it hurts. He said it hurt him, and he's telling you so that you don't get hurt.
Well, what hurt him?
It
He
doesn't
won't
matter
tell us
what
what it
hurt him.
was. It does.
No, it doesn't. Why does it matter? You just know that it hurts. And if you want to know that bad, you can go down the hole when we go to put this shit back. But you trying to force him to relive something that's
I'm
terrified
not trying
him?
to force him. I have said on numerous occasions, every single time, his decision. He can tell me if he wants to. He
Saying
cannot
it's
tell me
his
if he wants
decision,
to.
but refusing to tell him that you won't do something stupid
I
unless it's under
won't.
condition, then don't promise. When we get there, you can go down the hole and see for yourself.
Fine.
If it's that important to you, but know this: when the man comes and he's shaken as much as he was when he came back from whatever he experienced, and it's him above all people, the man you've seen literally bathe in blood at this point, and you think, can't be that bad. Remember that when
I'm
you're.
not saying that it's going to be not that bad.
Then why do you want to find out?
I'm immensely curious. I think maybe, who knows?
Then
Maybe
you
it
are
has
well.
something to do with this. Maybe
Then
it doesn't.
go down the hole when we get there. When we get there, go down. That's all you can do.
Outside, I'm gonna yell back into the tent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for your answers, X.
Oh, he walked out because he wants to fight me if I don't promise.
Mm.
Hmm.
Either you go promise him or you tell him you're not going to do it. And if you really want to know, then you're welcome to check yourself. But we're not going to get anywhere. And you know he'll fight you. Is that the road you want to go down?
I've said that I don't want to fight him.
Then leave him be and find out yourself.
Okay, but I'm not going to promise him.
Don't promise him. Because it's a promise you're not willing to keep. And that's perfectly
Exactly.
fine if you can't make that promise.
I'm not saying I'm going to, but I'm also not saying that I'm not.
That's fine.
Okay?
Are we going right now? Are we all leaving right now?
I'm ready to go.
Who's going with us to go put this shit back?
Might as well.
All right. Let's go.
Wait,
Flo,
Rem,
are
do
you
you have
going?
any spells to magically sweep an area?
To magically sweep an area?
Like, to check to see if anything within, like, a certain area is magically concealed?
I can find traps. I can't really do much else. I don't like I don't have true seeing if that's what you're asking me.
Well, I was asking to see, because I don't know what spells you have. I was asking to see if you had anything, we found this book with torn out pages in here, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the pages are magically concealed somewhere in that room. I don't know if they are, don't know if they aren't, but it wouldn't hurt to look.
I doubt they're concealed in that room. If they were going to be in that room, they wouldn't have been ripped out.
Fair enough.
We're going.
Okay.
All right. So
You know what? Gilgamesh, I promise I'm not going to intentionally go into that black void.
Can I insight check him telling him that?
sure.
I'm not going to roll. I don't need to. Go ahead.
It probably wouldn't have mattered because 24.
I'm not lying.
All right. He says he intentionally won't go down the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Are you walking out there to tell me this? Are you yelling this at me? How are
Yeah,
you?
I'll walk out there to tell you.
I'll shift over, look you in the eyes, and say,
Oh gosh.
Zex, I find this quite hard to believe.
Fine. You know what?
If he's lying, Gil, I got
come
your
out here.
back.
Rem, come out here.
I'm not wasting a spell slot to forge a pact between you guys.
Hold on. Is Zone of Truth a ritual spell? Can you
No,
cast
it's not. You're gonna have to go by your word.
Fine,
You can't
I
go
will.
around zone of truthing everybody. I like to think that there's some natural honesty in the waking realm, you know?
Mm-hmm. You can trust me all you want. Or not trust me. Your choice. I will not intentionally go into that black void. Clearly it means that much to you, so I won't do it.
If he breaks his promise, I'll let you know, Gil.
If he breaks his promise, he might not come back out of it if you say it's as bad as it is. We're just going to put the books back. We're not going to poke around any more than that. If you want to guarantee he doesn't go down there, you're more than welcome to come with us. You don't even have to go all the way down. You can stay on the top floor if you like.
I will join you, but for the sole reason to keep an eye on Zex, and if he does decide to make his way down to see the horror.
Ram, do you have detect thoughts?
No. My magic's not as cool as you think it is. I've got-
Zone of Truth is pretty cool.
I've got a.
Do you have anything that could tell you if I'm lying or not if I remove my ring? Because you know about it.
I've got my intuition. I think it's gonna be fine, but we're wasting daylight. We have to go there, and then we have to decide what else we're gonna do. Are we gonna fight that creature? Probably not. Are we gonna poke around some more? No clue. I'm hearing my own voice.
Well,
We
let's
should
go.
just
We're
Let's
burning
go.
daylight.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Gilgamesh, I voluntarily will stand right by you the entire time.
You should hold his hand.
If he does, he will not have any hands to hold mine after a few seconds.
I won't hold your hand. That's okay. I'll just stand next to you.
Never mind.
Okay. So you all head out together towards the dungeon. As you know, it takes time to get there. But you all just trudge along yourselves. And you guys have kind of realized that this will use up the rest of the day.
It's daytime.
It is daytime.
It's morning. It didn't take us the whole day to get there last time, did it?
No, but it took
didn't.
you almost the whole day to read the... Oh, wait, no, you guys slept. Never
We
mind.
slept.
I thought I was still going off of... Yeah, it's almost end of day. And with
It's
that,
daytime now.
you guys get to the beginning of the Soul Dungeon.
Everything's the same as
You know
when we
what?
left it.
I'm gonna give Gil a token of faith. Gil? So you don't accidentally stumble or fall? I'm
We
gonna give
got
him...
all the books
I don't
off
care.
of the cart, right?
I put them all back in my bag of holding
He
last
did.
night after we finished reading them.
I need to clarify.
Gil, hear you... Oh, wait. Cloak of the Bat requires attunement, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, never mind. I'll try and be nice.
Alright, so you guys just heading straight down?
Yeah. Unless there's something spectacularly different about our second trip in, let's just head straight
Yeah,
in.
we're just gonna go straight through.
How
Okay.
many at your mic is like
Air.
Hmm?
blowing steam?
I'm gonna have to give me a second. Let me finagle something.
Alright. So if you guys are just going in, although April has basically new sights to see the rest of you as you're going through, the dungeon appears to be how you guys left it. I'm going to say, just for the sake of brevity, anywhere specific you guys want to go in the dungeon right now.
Let's just get down to that main platform that we were on, like right underneath the trapdoor, and take a second there.
Alright, is anyone not going down the trapdoor? No? Everyone is?
Is Gil going down?
He is.
Okay.
All right. I think I fixed my mic. Let me know if it comes back up or if I break out here and there. Okay.
Alright. Okay, so everyone's going down. So, as you guys begin descending, the familiar sounds of the cave make themselves known. The same general happenings as you all descend. And for all of you, you've seen it before. For April, it's descending the ladder and then realizing that it opens up into a massive, all-enveloping cavern of darkness.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Pretty good.
Alright, I'm gonna pull that cloak around me and fly right over to the teleportation circle thing, but I'm not going to actually go in it yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna fly someone across with me, but I can only take one.
Alright.
Think I can just jump because I'm cool?
No. What? With your boots? Yes, for sure you should be able to do this.
It's gonna be really funny when April falls into the
If
black.
April falls with these boots, I'm going to be pissed.
So I'm going to, really quick, look exactly up. If you want to do it with the boots of jumping, I'll just have the page open just in case. But I'm pretty sure you easily can cross 10-foot gaps.
Yeah, with the boots
Oh
of
yeah,
jumping,
it's like 12 feet, I think.
I think it goes. Doesn't it go to like 36 for you?
No, because that's the boots plus jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to clear this easy.
Yeah,
The boots itself, I think, is like 12 feet.
Yeah, you are fine. You don't need an athletics check. You can just use the boots.
Cool. I'll do that.
All right. So you're just jumping between?
Yeah.
Gil, do you want to come with us to
Alright.
see what the room look like?
And you're going up north?
Yes.
Okay.
JC, wouldn't I already know what the room looks like because I saw it in my vision?
You didn't see the room. You saw the robot and your friends.
Oh, so I just saw them kind of standing.
Yeah,
in a
you
black
don't.
space
You
then.
didn't see the background in any of the three
Okay.
things.
Okay.
You saw the sand on O'Brien because it was hitting his physical form.
Yeah. I'll just look to Rem and just kind of give him a nod.
Yep.
So as he gets on my broom, I have 5 feet of rope. I don't need all 5 feet to tie. Like, I tie myself in and out every time I get on, right? It's second nature at this point. Do I have like a little bit left?
You've only made it so you're fashioning yourself to it.
Is there a little bit like left that I could tie a little something else? Do I have any slack or anything?
You didn't design it for that purpose, so I'm gonna say no.
Gil, do you have any rope?
Does Gil have any rope? He does.
Come on, tie yourself on.
Gil will use part of his rope and tie himself on.
All right.
And we're gonna fly across.
All right.
That leaves Finhelm and Flora, right?
Okay. So
We'll
you guys
be
began
right
flying.
back.
April, you had already started going, right?
Yeah.
So you spride
Just
over to
following
the
Zax.
yeah. You spring over to the one where Gil was jumping, and this is unbeknownst to you, but the one that Gil slipped, tripped, and fell on. No problem. And as you hear your footsteps jump over onto the other ones, as your feet land down, you can hear a and a crumbling noise. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Well, here we go. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, all right. As you're running, you can feel the thing start to buckle underneath you, but you quickly, feet moving, and jump and leap over, landing safely on Zex's side.
Close call there, huh?
A little bit.
I
Is
fucking
Flora
hate it here.
able to just use leap, or do I need to make
You can
throws?
you can jump too. To be fair, you did just see April jump on the second one in between, and you did see and hear some of the rocks fall off the bottom, and now you've kind of been
Wonderful.
alerted it might not be the most stable.
Okay, is there a small leap that I could take, or do I have to take the full leap?
You can choose how far you jump. You can jump.
Great, I'm just gonna jump from 1 to 1. Is there anything I need to roll for that?
No, because you have that. So you jump from one,
Aha!
and then as Gil and Rem are brought across, as Rem brings Gil across, you jump onto the other, and you hear the same crumbling noise. And I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh god, okay. Oh no.
Rewatching this.
16.
16. Okay, as you feel it shift slightly to the left, you and jump and land.
Oh.
No more jumping. No more jumping across. No more.
Alright, let's
It's all
go.
I know how to
the
do with my
portal.
goat legs. I'm
I will
sorry.
carry everyone across. No more
Except for
jumping.
Zex. Except for Zex. Zex doesn't need to jump.
Right, okay. No
Now
more
it's
jumping.
all of you on
I'm
one
just glad I
side
got
and
muted.
Findhelm on the other. Just, hey.
I'm gonna go get him.
All right. Are you stepping on the teleportation circle, Zex?
I am.
All right. As you step, nothing happens.
Shit, we can't get back in.
See if the magic works the same way from the other side.
Do you remember what the original thing was? Which circle was lit up?
Transmutation.
Let me see if I have any transmutation. All of my stuff is even. I have an abjuration, conjuration, illusion, evocation, conjuration.
Mending is a transmutation.
It is. I'm gonna cast mending right on top of the circle.
All right.
Directed like towards the energy of the circle, I guess. Kind of the same way I was doing with the books.
As you're casting, nothing happens.
We're locked out.
Or maybe it was enchantment.
Okay, we'll. Do we have any enchantment spells that are ritual casting? Let's see if. Ooh, vicious mockery. Same thing.
Okay.
Does it have to be powerful like the other one? I bet
Probably.
it does.
As you insult the circle, nothing happens.
I'm gonna come
The
over with
only-
Findhelm.
Okay. You bring Findhelm over on the broom.
Findhelm, get away from there! Findhelm, please! Findhelm, can you identify this for me really quick? See if it's the same as the other thing? I'm sorry, but you're the only one that can do it.
I figured.
Identify as ritual, so he can just take the time. Then he doesn't have to waste a spell slot.
I don't
If
know
you
if he
wanna
can do that, but sure.
Be on here for 10 minutes.
I don't.
So he puts his hand to it and his eyes flash the darker blue. It works similar to a teleportation circle, but there's no receiving on this end.
Sure.
So we can't go back through from this end?
Unless if there's something somewhere to change it back to sending. Doesn't tell me, it doesn't let me know where that is though.
You guys wait here.
I'm gonna go search with you though. No offense, but I can fly just as well as you can.
You cannot fly just as well as I can, because if I get hit on my broom, I'm fine. If you get hit, you might plummet out of the sky.
Hold on, let me look.
You have to hold yours. I don't.
I do have to hold mine.
But you're more than welcome to take the other island. I'll take this one. I'm over here. So this one, you take this one.
Okay, I'm gonna cautiously fly over this. I don't want to touch the ground though.
Okay.
Let's look over here and see if we can find the receiving thing.
If you are touching the ground, you can make an investigation check. If you are just staying above, like how Zex specified, you'll make a perception check.
Perception check, baby, because touching the ground is for people with more courage than I have.
18 for Zex.
All right.
18 for Rem as well.
Okay. Rem, you scouring over, you can actually see the impact of where Gil had hit the rock, and then the slight imprint of where his great axe had fallen. Zex, as you are looking on the far top edge, about right here, you see a small glint.
I want to go in for a closer look. I still don't want to touch the ground though. I want to stay like 10 feet above it.
Okay. there's you see, covered in snow with barely a piece of it available, a small, almost hint of glass that just kind of gleamed a little bit.
All right, I'm gonna land.
All right. Your feet
And
on the rocks.
I want to start digging around this to see if I can uncover it more.
All right.
I have a shovel, so pull that out.
Since you're using a shovel, I'm not going to make you do investigation or anything.
I want to carefully do this, though, as to not, break it or anything. I don't know.
As you go, you start uncovering a similar globe to the one that you saw in the room.
All right.
Light blue exterior, rock. It's attached to a bottom, seemingly chiseled stone. As you go further, there are runes that dot the bottom of the chiseled rock.
Awesome. Which rune is
lit up
right now?
This?
The blue.
No, I'm looking right now. Blue.
There's blue that is lit up.
Okay, now into the ring. Got something similar. I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery into it.
All
Or
right.
no, Mending into it.
Mending
into the ring.
Into the ring?
No, I'm saying that into the ring, and then I'll cast it.
Okay. Mending is transmutation.
Yes.
All right.
I think it was enchantment. Can I roll a history check before he does this?
He's
Nope.
already. It's a lot quicker for him to, because he says it and then he presses his hand. As it does, the rune changes, moves to another one, turns green. Nothing appears to happen with the circle.
Okay. Hey, Flora, into the ring. Anything going on with the circle over there?
Quick pause and a reply from Flora. No, nothing.
Alright, I'm gonna try Vicious Mockery now.
What school is it?
Enchantment.
Okay. As you cast it, you watch as it shifts to another rune and turns yellow. As this happens, you watch as the circle turns a bright yellow, and Flora, who is still standing in the circle, disappears.
Did you just say that I disappeared?
Yep.
Space.
Huh. Great.
Into the ring.
Where am I?
What's going on? Did anything happen with the circle? Peek out and look over.
Flora's gone.
Wait,
the circle is now
Can
yellow.
I use my ring? Or am I no longer in reception?
That's a good point. That's a good point. The ring is in reception. Flora, you'd know it's the floor that you were in. You've been returned towards the wooden chamber that you were in beforehand.
Okay, I'm going to kind of confusedly relay that information into the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't Flora been in this room before?
Yeah, she has. It happened without her knowledge or really anything. It just sort of happened. She was a little confused. But it is relayed to everyone that Flora is now in the room.
Okay. Onward. I'm going to fly back and step onto the circle.
All right. Rem, you going back?
Yep.
All right. Gil, are you stepping in?
Yep.
April?
Might as well. All my friends are going in.
All right. As one by one, you all step in. You all emerge in a much cozier, much smaller, much more wooden room. As you can see, the pieces of a disassembled mechanical man and the room itself.
Wild.
Well, I don't think we're going to be able to put these books back in the order we found them, so let's just put them on this table right here and leave an apology note.
I'll put them on the table and leave them there. Say that we were not able to read them, though. It was all blank.
I am going to write a note on a little piece of parchment I have. I have some loose pieces of paper.
They still blank?
Yep, they were still blank.
Now
Oh,
they are
yeah,
blank
definitely.
because you guys slept.
Every sunrise, they turn blank.
Okay.
But we're not talking about that in here. I don't want to, in case it's magically monitored.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to write in the paper, my deepest apologies. I wasn't able to sort them the way that you had them before.
All right.
And we're going to leave everything here, even the one you want to keep. We have the symbol on the medallion, so we don't need that. You leave even that here too.
I want to keep it.
You don't need it. We have it all right here. And I'm pretty sure you drew everything down, didn't you? You wrote it all down on your pieces
I
of paper?
did, but having the original is still good.
No, we're going to leave it here just in case. I don't think we'll need it.
Hold on, just one sec. I want Findhelm to cast Identify on this.
Again.
Yes, but
it'll tell you the
it's
same
a
things
different
it
book.
told the
I
other
want to
one.
see if it has any different magical stuff attached to it besides the thing with it.
Wednesday's
All right.
Helm's gonna identify you.
Zex, roll a d20, by the way.
Uh-oh.
As Findhelm grabs onto the book and you see the deep blue shine from his eyes.
I rolled really bad.
Okay.
Am I just giving you the flat thing that I rolled?
Yep.
2.
Okay. And looks at it and it's the same as the other one. Nothing else.
But I guess I have no reason to keep it then, no matter how strongly I feel about it. I
Then
guess.
are we just going to get the portal back then?
I wonder. There's no way to make like an exact copy of this book, is there? Yeah, let's just leave everything, I guess.
All right.
I suppose. Perhaps I'll sneak off in the night, saying this out of character, and come back for it. Who could say?
You all go and put down the 50 books that you took. You're just left in this empty room. Thing of note, the fireplace still has fire in it, by the way.
I'm
Ooh,
upset that
investigation.
I was
on the
muted the whole
fireplace.
time.
You're doing what?
I want to investigate the fireplace.
Okay.
Continual flame spell. I can do that.
I got a nat 20 that time, so 22.
Yeah. It is seemingly a magical, ever-burning fire.
Do I see behind it at all? Is it just a normal background?
Just a normal
backdrop?
fireplace.
How convinced of this am I? Who could say? I want to have anything long. How long is a mace? Could I touch the back of this fireplace without burning myself? with the tip of the mace.
Sure.
Okay,
As you
I'll do.
push the mace in, it hits the stone and wood backing, or just the stone, not wood. The stone and metal backing of the fireplace. It's solid.
It's solid. I just want to feel around the whole inside of this fireplace with the mace.
If you feel around, with the mace, okay. I was like, if you
Yeah.
put your hand in the fire, you're gonna get burned.
Hey, but I've resisted fire damage,
I
Jacob.
know. That doesn't mean you're immune. All right.
Yeah, with the mace.
It's all solid.
Great. Quickly before we go, peek around under the bread real quick.
Bread?
Bed. Peek around under the bed.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
$16.
Nothing. Just simple bed.
Also gonna tap it all with my mace.
Okay.
I don't trust any.
It's a real bed.
Hey, the floor. The floor under
The
the
floor
bed.
is also real and solid.
Great. Do any of these bookcases move?
I mean, none of them are bolted down, and they're empty, so they're not that hard to move. As you were all watching Zex just push stuff
Anything
around.
hidden,
Make an investigation check.
hidden behind any of these bookcases. 18.
As you push through all of these, you scuffling the wooden floor, nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
From
I'm
any of
done.
them. Okay. All right.
I already checked under the rug last time.
Yes, you did.
Did I tippity tap the floor last time? I don't know. Probably.
All right. Is there anything else you guys want to do in here?
I want to say a prayer for Robot Man.
Okay.
Even though he was never alive, he was just doing his job, and I respect that.
He's alive in our hearts.
May he rest in robot heaven. Did we want to fuck around with this thing at all?
Not really.
I mean, we have to in order to go back, so...
Alright, fair enough.
Cast different types of magic into it and see if it teleports you anywhere different.
Yeah. So are we not going to use it to go somewhere else, or we're straight up leaving?
Please check.
You want to check?
I would say check.
So are you going to be the only one to go through this?
Well, who could say? Is anyone willing to go with me?
Does anyone else
I'll
wanna
go with you.
You want to
Go
go
with
through the
me?
necromancy hole? Because I'm putting necromancy in it.
Okay. We know which one sends us back here, so
You do. That's right. The necromancy goes in the necromancy hole. Let's put spare the dying in it.
Okay. That's necromancy. So
I
you
guess it
watch as the following rune turns black. Luminescent black. Although it doesn't seem like it should be possible. You don't see anything
Shining
that
back.
happens.
Let's try divination. Give it some guidance.
Okay. Divination. Nothing happens, and none of the symbols glow.
Is divination not a symbol on this?
Nope.
Way to get back. Abjuration.
Abjuration. The teleportation circle you watch as it turns blue.
I gotta figure out what spell I'm putting in it because I don't have an abjuration cantrip.
Oh,
Why don't I?
I'll find whichever one you have for abjuration.
I have evocation, transmutation, and enchantment for cantrips.
Top of the table.
So which ones have you put in it so far?
Divination, necromancy, and abjuration are the only things I've put in it.
And touching the circle on any of those did nothing?
Yeah, the only one that did anything last time was abjuration.
Let's do transmutation. I'll cast mending into it.
Okay. You watch as it turns green.
I can waste some spell slots if you guys need.
I can do it. It's just that we're testing things.
Touch it.
Okay.
Who's testing it? Is it Gil?
Did the portal change colors?
It did not. It remains blue.
All right.
Wait, so why was the portal back at the other place changing colors?
It will. Magic. Let me find an abjuration.
I have an evocation. Do we want to test that real quick?
Give it a go.
Thunderclap into it.
All right. As you push it, you watch as the rune lights up red, and you watch as each of the bookcases burst into flame.
Oh.
Okay. It's getting mad. It's getting mad.
As you watch as the fire starts eating through the wood on the bookcases.
All right, we're gonna put dispel. You go and snuff that out. I'm gonna put dispel magic into this.
Okay, I'm going around and snuffing out all these fires if I can. If they can't be snuffed out,
They can be.
I don't know.
It is fire.
I'll help Zex with that.
All right.
Did the rune on the floor change colors at all?
The teleportation circle has remained blue.
What else do I have?
I've
That's
already
all
put
this.
the dispel magic in it, so back at abjuration.
Ooh, do I have an illusion thing that I can cast for free?
I do, but I've already put abjuration in here. I'm not wasting another spell slot.
I'll waste some spell slots for you, though I don't have abjuration.
I do. I can put another abjuration in there.
All right. So
Why didn't you tell me that before I wasted one?
It's fine.
Who's casting what?
Put an illusion in there.
I'm gonna put minor illusion in there.
Okay. As you put that in there, you kind of feel yourself being drawn into the globe itself starts swirling, and you blink, and you're looking somewhere else. It's up above that pedestal that Zex almost fell into. And then you unwittingly blink again, and it's that trapped chest from above.
I'm gonna keep blinking. I know what this is.
You blink again, it's the room that had the humanoid creature in it. You blink again, it's the hallway with the hieroglyphs on it. You blink again, and it shows the center area of the chasm and the pillars on it. And then you blink one more time, and you're out. For the rest of you, nothing happened.
Okay.
I'm gonna let them know that that one was just checking the traps.
Oh, speaking of that, you do see something interesting while you're going through that.
What did I see?
From the first one that you went through, where you see the hole, you can see there is heavy, like it seems like a section of the ceiling came out and now the entrance is blocked. And then when you blink the last time and you're on the chasm area, the chasm room, there are skeletal undead that have risen up on the 2 snow-covered islands.
Outside?
Ooh,
Yes.
every one of the times that we cast. I bet I know. Like, start explaining, Rem, so I can start spouting my
I'm
knowledge.
gonna explain what I'm seeing.
I bet every time we cast a different type of magic, it did something. I bet when you cast necromancy, those skeletons rose up. I bet when you cast, what were the other ones?
Divination.
Divination possibly could have collapsed in the entrance. There's.
Can I
We've been
cast
doing
a
stuff.
divination spell again?
Okay. You cast divination, and just like last time, what are you casting?
And then an illusion spell.
Okay, you cast divination. What divination spell were you casting?
Minor illusion. It's the only one I have as a cantrip.
Minor illusion isn't it an
Oh,
illusion?
divination, it's guidance.
Guidance. Okay. When that happens, just like before, none of the runes light up, nothing changes. When you cast the illusion spell, you go back in. And you see,
Does it all look the same?
besides the skeletons, which have shifted a little bit, nothing's changed.
Who's ready to blow up some skeletons?
I don't
That
want to
sounds
fight
like
while we're
fun.
down here. All right. Someone
I
put
have-
Gavger.
I have new stuff I want to try out anyway.
Oh, the portal hasn't changed colors from the blue, has it?
Nope.
So it's still blue?
Mm-hmm.
Try to go through that.
Okay.
I want to do evocation one more time into this thing now, as well.
Okay. You're gonna put, what are you casting into it?
Thunderclap.
All right. You watch as, once again, the bookshelves burst into flame. And the fire just starts
Knock
crackling.
that off.
Leave it.
Put them out! I'm putting them out.
All right. As you move along, the bookcases now are blackened and scorched. If there was a book on there, they would definitely be burnt to a crisp.
It's a thing so no one can get the books. That's what that does.
I'm glad we grabbed the books beforehand.
Do we know where this blue portal goes?
It should go back out.
How? Where?
Back out where we came from.
Back out to the chasm.
Okay.
All right, so April, you're stepping through.
Yep.
All right, as you step through, you appear, you can see the skeletons, and you can see they themselves have bows and arrows, and they're leveling it at you. April, I'd like you to roll initiative.
Okay.
Are we all going to end up going through?
That's the plan.
If you
21.
go through the circle, 21, you're going first.
Yeah.
You go before anyone.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
If you guys go through, they relayed that there were skeletons. Then you'll be able to roll initiative with them. But right now, it's just them.
Okay.
Wait, you said
So
it
is there
was
anybody
both
that's
or
not
both?
going through, or are we all just gonna go head straight into battle?
So far,
Let me
only
debate
April's gone
something in
through.
my
So,
mind.
April, what are you doing right now?
How close is the closest skeleton?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go over here.
Oh, perfect.
That's a boy.
You can see 3 skeletons
Oh.
dotting the sides of
Gotcha.
each winter island.
Okay. Give me one moment. I don't think this will reach. Oh, but it does. Oh, but it does. So these guys,
Mm-hmm.
I need all three of them to make a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw. All right. We have. Holy crap, they rolled well, but they have a 0 to strength. So, 17, 18, and 12.
Oh wow, those all make it.
All of them?
Let me repeat. Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay.
What do you
But
cast?
I'm not done. Wind wall, so they take half damage.
All right.
It'll take 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. As you watch the wall itself. What type of damage, by the way?
Be force, right?
One moment. It says bludgeoning damage.
Okay. You watch as the wall slams into them and they all explode into piles of bones falling into the gorge. As you kind of look over and then glance over at your left side, you can see the three on the other side have leveled their bows at you as they take their shots. And we have a 21, 17, and 22. Wow.
Jesus, yeah.
As all
Okay.
three arrows, you try to dart out of the way, but they scrape along your shoulder. First one does 7 points of piercing damage.
Oh.
Second one does 7 points of piercing damage. Third one does 3 points of piercing damage.
A little less Al.
So, as you dart by. And are any of you doing anything else in the room while this is happening?
I'm just hanging out.
All right. April, what did you...
I'm ready to leave.
What are you doing next, April?
I think it reaches them too. Let me double check that area of effect. Oh, that's not even a question. I'm gonna hit them with wind wall.
Okay. This time we have a 15, a 10, and a 7.
The 15 makes it, the other two don't.
All right.
Where did that go? Oh, there it is. So 8 total, and then 4 for the one that made it.
8 total, and then 4 for the one that made. So you watch the two closer to you both get scattered, and the other one's left. Rem is walking through, as you said. Are the rest of you staying?
I'm gonna follow
I'm
after
waiting.
Rem.
All right.
I'm also going to follow suit.
All right. So, Zex, you're basically just being left in the room.
Right.
As the rest of the group makes their way out. The skeleton is going to make its shot on April, and the rest of you get to roll initiative.
Okay. Rolling for initiative.
Wow, that's a dirty 20 to hit you, April.
Fuck, dude.
How are they rolling so well? And that's 5 points of piercing damage as the arrow loosened from it. You guys emerge from it right as it slams into him. It's April in the side. If anyone, April's use was 21 initiative.
Yeah.
All right. If anyone beats a 21, they get to go first. Rem Flora, Gil.
I rolled a 3.
Okay, nope. Rem?
17.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. April, it's your turn.
That's like, okay.
There's that
That's just
one
what I'm on.
skeleton.
Yeah. I want to make 2 shots on that guy with my longbow.
Okay.
The first one is a nat 20,
Yeah.
and the second one is a 23.
Both of those hit. Roll your damage.
Let me make sure I got this correct. I don't think I get that. Whoops.
Oh, okay. You good?
Yeah, sorry. 31 total.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, no. You watch the 2 arrows, you knock them both at the same time, and you
Are
watch
they
as
piercing?
it is piercing.
I don't think it matters, but
It doesn't. As you watch, as it just one hits into the right eye socket, you watch part of the skull crack, and then the other one hits. The head explodes, and you watch as the rest of it falls into the chasm.
Hell yeah. Oh, that took so long. I thought I was doing my math wrong.
And as you watch, as quickly as you guys entered the fray, it is over.
Sorry, you guys missed out on the fun.
That's alright.
I want to take one last look around in this room
Okay.
before I come back through. See if anything has changed.
Nothing has changed.
Right, I'll leave.
All right. As you all take this moment, you hear a soft behind you as Zex steps through.
Zex, you didn't take the cover of that book while I wasn't looking, did you?
Of course not. You can search me if you'd like.
Do an insight check instead.
Doesn't matter what you roll.
Not even if it's a 27.
I didn't take it.
All right.
Looks to
I'm
be
gonna
honest.
fly everybody across.
Except for Zex. Zex can fly himself.
Boop, boop,
All right.
boop.
Who's flying across first? And more importantly, I guess, is anyone not flying across? April, Flora.
Well,
I want to fly over
Rem
to
is-
on the right, actually.
Rem is scary and told me I'm not allowed to fly across.
Jump across and see what happens. And if you fall into the darkness, I told you I saw every trap in this building, and that's one of them.
I'm
know.
gonna go 1 for 1 again.
Don't.
So you're gonna jump?
Well, what do you want me to do, Rem?
I'm gonna fly you across, everybody, one at a time. Get on the broom.
Just to the center, right?
Yes.
Flora's jumping.
Okay. As you jump to the first one, make a dexterity saving throw.
Damn it.
25.
25. All right. As you hear a large chunk of it break off behind you, you jump swiftly and deftly. You're fine.
Is that platform getting smaller?
In a general sense, yes, but it still has the same amount. There's not like half of it missing or anything.
I'm gonna fly April across.
All right.
And I'm gonna need Flora to give me a Constitution saving throw.
You want me to make you a Constitution saving throw?
Yep.
Oh God. Okay. Saving throw, Constitution. Oh, please be a good number. D20, don't fail me now. I may have been failed. Hold on. 13?
That's a failure. Since we're making dumb choices, I accidentally cast Toll the Dead. Since we're making dumb choices.
Flora,
What
your
does that do to
feet
me? What do I need
land
to do?
on the edge. You hear a dull ringing sound in your head that then becomes sharp. And
It's 13 damage.
13 points of damage.
Oh, you fucking ass. I made it safe. There was no need.
There was no point in fucking around and finding out.
Hit him back.
Well, we all
Hit him
made
back.
it safe, did we not?
And
Hit
we
him
could have
back.
not.
Hit him back.
I'm not gonna hit the small midget back.
I'll hit you again.
Oh no.
Since we're making bad choices. I did this to protect you.
I made it safe. I knew I could do it. Don't worry.
And there's an entirely big enough chance that you couldn't have made it safe.
But I'm standing here. Perfectly
Specifically
fine.
told you that it was a trap. You're no better than Zex.
Hey, that's a low blow.
I told him it was a trap, and he said, I really want those boots.
Hey, but I survived okay. And
Everybody
those
climbs
boots
the
were
ladder.
worth it. I'm investigating this island. No. I'm not even with you guys right now.
All right.
Is he?
Roll.
You're joking. He went
No.
all the way across over there. Did you fly him over there, or did
No,
he jump?
he can fly himself, but we're leaving.
All right.
Okay, we're leaving.
Zex, roll investigation as they're leaving.
Oh,
16.
16. You're not able to find anything else besides snow, ice, and rock.
And the globe.
And the globe, but you already know where that is.
Yep, flying back. I'll go up the ladder with them.
All right. As you all head your way up, is there anything you guys are doing? You just heading for the entrance?
I'm asking Rem, weren't we going to try to look at taking care of that tentacle monster?
I don't think it's worth it.
But what if there's goodies?
excuse me?
We touched down on the platform. It's probably not worth it.
Okay.
All
We
right.
can find it at a
Whatever.
range, but I don't want to chance anybody flying into the void.
There you go. We could fight it at the range. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't saying go for it head on. You have
Fine.
ranged spells. I have ranged spells, and April can snipe
Fine.
at it.
Who wants to fight the tentacle mon? Well, since
So-
we're here,
Are we taking
No.
votes?
The what?
the tentacle monster. The
So she
trash
saw the
man.
inscriptions.
The
She saw the
trash
inscriptions,
man.
right? As we walked through.
I mean, you guys were
Yeah.
just kind of going fast, but yeah,
We
no,
didn't
none
really
of you
point it out,
explained to
but-
her the trash monster.
It's a tentacle monster that lives in garbage.
I vote we've had enough excitement for the day, and
You
I'm
couldn't
missing
fight it even if
13
you
health
wanted to.
points.
You don't have the range.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean it could come after me, right?
Go on, Zex. Go. I'll come down with you.
I'm just asking. It wasn't a, hey, we should do this. I wasn't trying to be aggressive. I was just asking.
We might as well. Me, you, and April should be able to deal with it.
We're here anyway. That's what I'm trying to say.
Fine, let's do it. Gil, you want to go up or you want to watch this?
I will be no help. You can leave me.
Finhelm, you want to go up or you want to watch?
I'm okay.
All right. April, you want to go fight it?
I think I'll just chill here. You kids have fun.
There you go, Zach. It would just be you, and maybe me if I felt like it.
I just brought it up as an idea. Don't buy my head up.
I'm saying if you want to, which I don't think you'd be able to because you'd have to touch down on that second block there and then try to find it. I just don't think it's worth it.
Okay, there we go. That's all I needed to know. Do you want a teleportation circle out of here?
Nah, we'll just walk.
Okay. We might not have a choice since you said the entrance has collapsed, though.
Don't you want to do that thing today?
Yeah, that's true.
Still got the entirety of the day to do it.
Sure, let's go.
All right.
All right. As you go, it's for the sake of it, you guys come across it pretty early on. As you go towards the entrance, there is a large rock blocking your way out.
Can we push it down into this hole here?
It is too big for the hole's width. It covers your way out through a hole, and it looks like it was designed to perfectly block it. Almost like it was designed for it.
I hate this place.
No.
You have mold earth, right?
I have stone shape, yes.
Hold on.
No
I
other
theoretically
words
could blast through this rock.
Gil is gonna rage,
Okay.
and he's just gonna walk up to the boulder and start like trying to punch it and chisel it away to make it like weaker and shit.
Okay.
Why? Why with his hands?
Roll an athletics check. Since you're raging, you have advantage.
Okay. Oh, that's. You said athletics?
Yep.
That's a 21.
All right. As you guys watch, you see as he's just pummeling into it. You see parts of it cracking and flaking away. It's a big rock, but he's doing stuff. So you have this sound of Gilgamesh's hand slamming into the rock to aid your background conversation. He's not breaking through it yet.
But I'm making progress? Yeah?
As far as you know, yeah.
Good. Don't tell me this is a fucking magical rock.
That'd be funny.
Both. Nah, I was gonna say if both Gil and Flora tried pushing at the same time, but
It's
that looks like a pretty big boulder.
It's wedged, yeah. Gil, as you're continuing to punch it, you take 5 points of damage. Through your bare hands punching a rock. It is halved because of rage.
About
So it
how
would've been
far
10.
across is this rock? 10 feet?
Yeah.
I'm gonna use stone shape and blow out like 5 feet of.
Okay. As you focus in on the rock, and Gil, you watch as the rock starts to like move backwards, and then it exposes a bit of the hole below. As you see Gil, for a second, stop punching. There's just dark crimson blood running down his hands.
You said we can see the hole, right?
Yeah, you can see a bit of it.
How big is the hole that we can see?
Maybe like 3 feet wide. You could probably squeeze into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna squeeze into it then, and I'm gonna have my cloak ready so I don't fall to my death.
Okay. And you do.
Awesome. I'm gonna go back through
You
to the entrance.
You watch as Zex squeezes down, pops the cloak out, and you hear a sound. He goes underneath and exits.
I'm gonna fly across with my broom and blow out the rest of this rock.
Okay.
There's no more rock.
As you use another stone shape, and the rock, you watch as it crumbles and some of it falls into the dark pit below.
Fly everybody across.
All right. Everyone flies across, unless if some people want to jump, but it's up to you.
Would,
Oh God, if you
is
jump
this,
floor, it's gonna be more than 13 next time.
Is this
Oh.
pit the same, the same spooky black goop darkness as the one inside?
No, this is normal darkness.
Oh.
As in, however
can
deep it is,
I-
your dark vision does not go to the bottom.
Can Flora do a sick wall jump across?
Sure.
Great.
Since you
I want to establish that we know that this thing is 80 feet deep.
roll the d8,
Ooh.
Flora.
Roll the d8?
Yeah, roll your d8.
I rolled a 7.
All right, you're good. As you hear it off the side of the wall, and you land safely on the other side.
I think this is more appropriate. I assume Zex is going to damage her. Let's find out.
All right.
Dex is gonna damage who?
Not Zex, Rem.
How did you fuck my name up with your own name? Your
I blame
own
Jacob.
name.
I blame Jacob.
That's fair. All right, and April, you're riding over with Zach or Rem. God.
Jacob.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So with this, everyone is safely across.
Do I need to roll a dice?
No, that's fine. I can hit you once as a joke. If I hit you twice,
That's abuse.
let's just
Then
say
it's
my
a fight. It's a fight, and I'm hitting you back.
damage output on that spell would be 29.
So you don't take that damage. So
Okay.
you're now at the entrance of the soul dungeon. What would you guys like to do?
Does anyone
Are
want to
we-
go with me to find out where this teleportation circle goes?
We could do that when we get home.
But
We can.
I could just leave from here, and then the other people can just walk back.
Anybody going with them?
Yeah, I'll go with you.
Go
I only
with
got
me?
one death ward because I had to blow the rock apart.
You can have it, April. I don't need.
Were you sure about this? You sure? You're sure? You're
I
sure?
am so sure that
I
I'm
said
sure.
April.
Fine.
I don't want to go alone.
Well,
You
I'm
don't want
going.
to die with him.
Yeah. Not the worst person here to die with.
Oh,
That's fair.
Debatable. Debatable at best, wrong at worst.
I would
Wrong
like
at
someone who
worst.
can do a lot of DPS though,
Hmm.
because if it's hostile, I need to have time to put the circle back down to get out of there.
Yeah, because it takes a whole minute, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, it wouldn't, because once it's in your ring, isn't the casting time already done?
No, you're still casting the spell. So you would still need the minute.
Does it cost me another chalk stick?
Technically, yes.
No.
So it would cost me 2? Are you
No,
kidding?
it wouldn't.
To put it because you have to cast it into the ring.
This is weird.
It is really weird.
I guess it's up to your discretion. Whatever you say goes. You're the DM. You could say it didn't cost a chalk to put into the ring, or you could say it cost me 2, or whatever.
Well,
I always thought it was-
costs. It would cost whatever the spell consumes. I would say, as you're putting it into the ring, not as it. You know.
I always thought by putting it in the ring, you would do it for the entire casting time. And then when you used
Oh,
it would
actually,
cast it as the action. That's how I always thought you would use them.
Actually, okay. So this is actually talked about.
If you did it with the magic circle, you would spend the hour to put the magic circle in the ring, and then when you use the spell, you already paid the hour, put it in the ring.
You are paying when you're putting it in the ring.
Mm-hmm. Am I also paying when I put it down though?
No, you only pay once, and it's when you put it in. The casting time, it does treat it as you are casting the spell. So
it'll still take me a minute.
It will still take you a minute. You do not get double charged for putting it in the ring, though.
Okay. So I only lose the one chalk stick from putting it in.
Mm-hmm.
That's good to know. Anyone else want to go with, or just April?
Not me.
Well,
Good
sounds
call.
like it's just us.
Okay.
Intel, do you want to come with, Gil?
I'm surprised you even got one person to go with.
I am too, but I'm still asking.
I'm okay.
Caleb's just gonna stand with no response.
Fine. I'm gonna put down the 69 portal.
So you're putting down
Death Ward first.
on
Oh yes,
April?
Death Ward on April 1st.
Okay. So you're putting down the number one of the two unknowns.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Are you putting that into the? You're just going now. You're just casting it.
Well, I'm waiting for Ram to finish Death Warding April, and then yeah.
Okay. As you start tracing it, you start casting this as Rem is finishing up casting Death Ward on April.
What does Death Ward do?
The first time that you would be knocked down to 0 HP, you are instead knocked to 1 HP. Instead, you were hit by a spell that killed you immediately, or an effect that killed you immediately without rolling any damage. It would instead negate that spell, and you would be at full HP instead. So if like you got hit with, I don't know, I think the only two that kill you outright without doing any damage are Disintegrate and Power Word Kill.
Well, that's cool.
It'll save your life one time.
That's all I need.
All right.
Keep in touch.
So as this happens, you watch as the lines and runes that he's drawn out, this intricate pattern that gets more and more complex the farther in you get to the center. It glows a bright green. And in this moment, whoever wants to go through the circle can. If you're going through the circle, say you're going through.
Going through.
All right.
Going through.
So Zex and April. No one changes their mind
don't
last
do
second. And as you two step through, this
Don't
bright
do it.
flash of green. And that's where we're going to end the episode for tonight.
I told you.
Always before we go into a dungeon, huh?
You could be
You're
in anything.
leaving a dungeon.
You could be in it.
Oh,
You could.
It's always dungeon related when you decide to end, huh?
Yeah, no. It's
I don't
almost like
know
it's
what
called
would be
Dungeons
funnier.
and Dragons.
Oh, it's almost like. But have we seen any dragons though?
No, but
Almost.
we have a contract.
We've
for
heard
one.
about one.
Almost.
We've heard
Does he
rumors.
keep gold?
It
Probably.
was a
Does,
statue. It was like
actually.
an eerily realistic statue.
Where did we see that?
The contract
The-
is
the-
12,500. So like the dragon keeps gold.
I want Gil to be like, not all dragons keep gold. That's racist.
Stop stereotyping.
Is it racist or speciesist?
That's racist.
It's racist.
To assume that a dragon has gold is racist?
Yes, that is racist.
Racist.
I don't
That's
have gold, I only have
racist.
silver
That's
pieces.
Because a dragon
Racist.
is a race. Just like a
But-
tiefling is a race or a dwarf is a race.
You're not technically a race. You're a species if you want to go by it.
So
Technically, in the player's handbook, it listed as a race, not
but
a
like
species.
by technicality, does Gilgamesh not have gold?
That's racist.
Not inherently wrong though.
Is Floor being racist right now?
Flora is being racist.
I'm
This is
out
Flora's
of character right
Flora's
now.
racist.
This is not Flora speaking.
Oh.
Yep, this is Flora. Flora, it's canon. Flora's
Flora's a
racist.
racist.
No, Flora's racist against dragons.
Yeah, no, against everyone. Flora's just a
Flora's
racist.
character.
Oh shit.
Damn.
I mean, isn't that just
Damn.
what it's just what Rangers do? They weaponize racism.
Yeah. Rangers are just advanced races.
I was
Fuck.
gonna make a joke, but I can't make the joke on stream.
Yeah,
Oh,
nah.
I've got mine to make after stream too. It just came to me.
All right. Well, thank you everybody so much for watching. Some mentions for me to say before I close the stream. Thank you so much, Worm Ricky, for following. I know, I know you didn't come in here specifically for this. You came in here to make fun of me, but that's okay. I still love you. Thank you, of course, to Helminia, James, Suzanne, Alpha, and Jasmine for going through my stuff. This is still a lot of fun, and you guys got to uncover a lot this episode, even though combat is not the focus. Combat doesn't need to be the focus to make it interesting, I hope. And we have next week figuring out what happens with the teleportation circle and otherwise. And then I want to just make the announcement right now on stream that the week afterwards, so in 2 weeks' time, there will not be a stream on that Thursday because I will be out of state that next Thursday, the 7th, not 17th, the 22nd. That's a while away, but I will be out of state on the 22nd. So we will be streaming next week, but not the week after that. There will still be a VOD put up on YouTube, like normal, but there just won't be a stream. So the YouTube VODs will get one episode closer to catching up to the Twitch streams. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. My name is Jacob, and I am a blessed dungeon master to have all of these wonderful people go through my world. I will see you all next week, and have a wonderful night. Take care, guys.